Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't worry about nothing, we celebrating.
What's up, YouTube?
Hey, we live,
man.
What's up, y'all?
Damn. Chilling, man.
How are you doing?
Oh,
Chilling.
man. Besides the fact that we had, probably two of the greatest content creators that we have in our ecosystem with Coffee and My Life is Awesome on earlier. That was a dope-ass stream, man. I appreciate them coming through. That was fire.
I saw that.
Yeah, I seen you. I seen you in the chat. I threw you up in there, but yeah, that was a fire stream, man. Other than that, just a nice, lovely day here in Texas. It's starting to get hot as fuck already. You know, like you just step outside, start sweating, type deal. And yeah, I mean, other than that, dude, I'm having a blast. Just loving what's going on, trying to keep my my mind right and all that good stuff, and watching everyone else lose their shit, and it's quite enjoyable,
bro. Losing just shit for what, dog? We are so early. We got a nice dip already.
The hex price is dipping. You know what I love, man? You know what I absolutely love is when people just would like, man, I wish I could be. You know, that statement right there where people always say that, man, I wish I could have that price. I wish I could have got back in. I wish it would get back down lower. And then what happens? It gets down lower. And they're like, well, I don't know if it's ever going to recover.
It's sickening, bro. We are very fortunate right now. I mean, I did not think we'd have a dip, like this, and I'm able to catch it easily.
I did think that it just took longer than I thought.
Wow.
I think all of us have been saying that, for a lot of it too.
Wow.
There we go. Facing reality coming through. You want to switch up the background, my friend? If you want, you're welcome to. You don't have to though. I know I sent you the file, but So we had a fun little thing here where, again, we've been talking about this because, one, I think the Pulsechain launch did a lot of crazier things, but also when you start thinking like Richard Hart and his 4D chess, you're like, shit works. Shit makes a lot of sense as to why it was done that way. But we all thought that when the fork happened, a lot of people would start taking some economic energy over from the Ethereum hex into the new shiny objects, and it just took a little bit longer to play out. But I mean, now it's playing out, and I hope all of y'all are taking advantage of the price, not only on the Ethereum hex, but on all of it. Like, get yourself a bag and a stack on all these prices because they don't last here forever, y'all. So
exactly.
I think we have a short-term mindset a lot of the times where we look at things and it's like, oh my gosh, it's down here. That's a great opportunity. Just do the math. Like, guys, what if we get back up to 56 cents in hex? Have you seen how many doubles that would be if you bought it right now?
I mean, yo, man, like you said,
that's a 33x. A 33 extra money, y'all. Come on.
Just take advantage,
that's a great opportunity.
That's really all it is. Just take advantage of it. You know, you're gonna be wishing you had these dips if 3 years from now. You're gonna wish you had this price.
Yeah.
So jump on it now.
It's the truth, isn't it? That's how it always works.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. We don't appreciate it in the moment, but when it's gone, all of a sudden it's, I wish I could have bought more at the time. Are you kidding me? Get it now, man. Get it now.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about nothing. Are y'all worried about anything?
Like, am I worried? Heck no. Dude. I love these prices. Are you kidding me? I have the prices set for limit orders, and my limit orders get hit. Like,
what's to worry about? The only thing I'd be worried about is if you don't have enough. That's what I'd be worried about. But if you're sitting on something solid and you added to it, my God, you should be elated, excited. Shout out to the chat.
And if you bought it 5 cents, then you know how you lower your whole average? You DCA in, suckers. Like, if you bought it 12 cents, if you bought it 50 cents, do you know how fast you can lower your average? Have you seen the math on this? So yeah, so like if you bought $5,000 at 56 cents, you would have only gotten 2,800 hex. Okay, so let's just do the math. At $5,000 at 56 cents, you would have only gotten 2,800 X or 2,800 hex.
Yep.
Okay, now you take that same $5,000. I'm sorry, I did the math a little backwards. $5,000 divided by 0.56. Okay, cool. You get 8,900 hex. Cool. Now I get my math right. My bad, y'all. So $5,000 at 56 cents would have gotten you 8,900 hex. $5,000 today at the current price of 0.018 would get you 277,000 hex. Do you see the disparity between those two? One of them is less than 4 digits long of 8,000. The other one is 6 digits long. Okay. Like that is massive. I mean, massive. And then you do the average between the two and you say, cool, I have 277,000 on one plus my 8,900 for the other. And you divide that by the 10,000 that you actually had. And your overall average price is actually 2.8 cents or something like that. It's crazy, y'all. Crazy. That is how fast it can happen. Maybe send it through Telegram and Discord. Okay, cool. Let me send a little message over here. One sec.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going through the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We here, we live. We got 50 people in the building. Ben Dubard is on his way. We got more special guests coming. Yeah, man. Crispy, man, what's new, man? What's going on, man? You working on anything, bro? You got some NFTs coming out for me or something, man? I need something, man. Help me out, bro.
I got nothing for sale, man. I'll tell you that. I'm actually working on getting all this hex data together for both chains, get it one place.
Love it.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff, man, we're gonna be able to do that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, I've been leaning pretty heavily on when people are talking about the dips. I just said, let's go look at the price.
Yeah.
And I look at the price, and I'll look at it right now, so I get the number right. And so you'd say, what's 0.018? What's 1.8 cents plus 2.1 cents, right? 3.9. That's for people who have a right to complain about the price, right?
Right.
You're basically at a 4-cent hex.
Right.
Because you got your copies. But if you weren't listening, you weren't listening.
Exactly. That's true. Absolutely. Man, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So this is. Let me actually just because me, I doing math on stream is fun. Showing math on stream is even better because I don't think people fully understand, y'all. I don't think you get it. So if you had $5,000, okay, $5,000 bought at 56 cents. Again, you would get 8,900 hex. That would be your initial investment when you bought in. Now you take that same $5,000 at the current price of 0.018, you get 277,000 hex. That brings the total number of tokens to 286,000 with an average price of 3.4 cents.
Oh my!
Same exact purchase on both sides. 5,000 here, 5,000 here. One was bought at 56 cents. The other was bought at less than 2 cents, and you have an average of 3 cents, y'all. That is wild, okay? That is this DCA opportunity right now. So all of y'all who are like, man, the price is dipping. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think everyone's going to go? No. People are averaging they're lowering their dollar cost average right now as we speak with this happening, y'all. This is how it happens.
Y'all are so lucky. My God.
Right? Like,
yo, shout out to Face Reality, man. Welcome, bro.
Good evening, everybody.
Can you imagine just like getting onboarded into Hex right now?
Oh,
like this is back. God. This is how I got onboarded. This is around the price where I got onboarded at back in the early 2021. This is basically where that price was. So y'all are getting the same price that I got during that time at 2 years later. That is incredible.
If you're new here and your friend just onboarded you, take him out to dinner. Get him a night to do something, because you have no idea how your life's gonna be in the next few years. You have no idea what that person just did for you. Unbelievable. Change your life, man.
I've seen it before with Hex. I believe Crispy did as well. Nice meeting you, by the way.
Oh,
Me too.
Me too. I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm so convinced already just because of everyone else that's seen whatever happened in Hex. Like, I'm living through y'all, so I can't wait to see what happens, man.
Oh yeah, we get to live vicariously through everyone. I mean, either way, you look at it, you see the people with Hedron and Icosa, and that was kind of the new shiny object while we were waiting on Pulsechain. Right. And everyone was talking that, myself included, where I was like, guys, this is some crazy APR over here with the Icosa. Right. You can make yourself a nice little shark or a nice, my buddy became a whale in that system, and it didn't take that much economic energy, which was the best part about it. And he made himself quite a bit of money doing it that way. So he was the one that kind of convinced me and pushed me toward looking more into the Hex or to the Hedron Icosa protocol. But other than that, dude, I mean, these are the opportunities that you see, and it presents in front of yourself, and it says are you gonna take it? You know what I mean? The door is open for you, and you just have to walk through it, y'all. That's it.
How's the yield at the moment on Icosa? I know.
I haven't looked in a while. I just assumed it was always at like 100%.
Yeah, like double your money in 3 months or so, or less. Something like that.
I was like, I haven't looked. I don't. Where can I go? Hexmodel.com. Let me see if it shows up there. There we go. Does it show? Where would it show? I don't know. I've never actually looked for the payout or the yield in Icosa. I've never tried looking. Do y'all know where I can find that information out?
Nope.
Cool. Well, anyone in chat, any of y'all who are Icosa pros in this world, this is the hangout stream. We're just having a fun little social stream at this point in time, and I'm just trying to see exactly what the yield is. I'm sure my buddy, if I hit him up, I'm sure he'd be able to tell me within a second. But
it's also dynamic, isn't it?
It is dynamic. Yeah, definitely fluctuates as well. Dashboard for Hex, Icosa. Cool. Does it have both of them now on Pulsechain as well?
Icosa?
No, I was trying to see hexmodel.com.
Oh yeah.
Look into Hedron. Let me see if it shows up there. I haven't looked for the yield on Icosa in forever. I said it and I forget it because I did nice little 180-day stakes in that one, and until the 180 days comes, I don't want to be looking. You know what I mean?
I just restake for 180.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, once 180 days go by, if the price is nice and juicy, I might take a little bit of profit off the table. If it's not nice and juicy, I restake it. Same way I do with Hex. Exactly. Thing.
Compounding.
Exactly.
Yeah, I look at it with my Hex and I'm like, is this actually going anywhere right now? Can I do something with it? Do I want to pull out at the current prices? Nope. I want to add it. I want to go longer. I want to add this at 15 years. And that's what I love, because when you do that, you get triple your T-shares.
Yep.
Amen.
2025.
Incredible.
And anybody in the chat, first of all, shout out to chat, man. Hit the likes, get the share out. You know what I'm saying? Get on Twitter, retweet. And real quick, if y'all want to jump in here, just shoot me a DM and we could get it popping. We're having a party tonight.
And of course, go follow Crispy Man as well.
Drink of choice tonight is New Amsterdam vodka, green apple. I got some lemonade. I mix it with. I'm having a good time. I'm having a very good time. I'll be all right.
I usually don't drink, but if we're all drinking,
hey man, go get your drink. We'll wait. We'll be here.
I had a drink. You know what I mean, for the Pulsechain launch, because I had stopped drinking, but I said I was gonna do a little cheers, open a bottle that I've been sitting on, and so. Pulsechain launch, and went over to my buddies. We had some cigars, got to go chill, grab a drink. Man, it was a phenomenal.
Way to do it.
Celebrated till like 3 a.m. Like, there you go. Just happy it's out, man. Because again, like everything else that happens now, guys, is just everything that we've been planning for the last 2 years. You understand?
It's so funny. Like, you were partying. I was stressing. I was calling you like, what the fuck? I'm at work and shit, and this shit launched, and you're like, man, I'm on my way to a fucking party, man. That shit was so I'll never forget that night, bro. I was stressed out that night.
Yeah, dude. I just, you gotta. That's what I loved about Hex. It literally changed my mind so much with how I just envisioned all my investments. Completely changed it. Because that was me, man. That was definitely me back in the day. I was like, dude, what is gonna happen? I'll tell you what, man. I got in them GameStops, AMC. I'm sure y'all may. I don't know if y'all got to participate in any of that, but I got to see the nice little run up, and I was that person who, fucking 10x wasn't enough. I was caught in the world of being like, this is incredible, dude. It's gonna be a short squeeze of a century type deal. Blah 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 blah. And I got to see the run up at like $300, and then it just continued to drop all the way on GameStop. Just kept dropping and dropping. And I was like, well, shit, I'm already in this beast. I might as well just let it ride. And what's funny is I found Hex, and I found Hex, and it was like, oh shit, this is incredible. I literally pulled all my investments, right? I literally go and pulled all my investments, all my stocks. I was like, dude, fuck all that. This ain't even close to what we're about to be getting. And so I pull all of it, and that was back in the day when it was like back up to like $170 or something. And I think I got in at like 60 or something crazy. So it wasn't the craziest thing ever. I got in at 30, and it was like $170, and I was like, all right, bet, I'm out. And so I at least got some profit, which was cool. You know, but I would have been, I think I would have still been holding to this fucking day had I not found Hex.
Yeah, nice.
Familiar with YF die?
What's that?
What's
YF die.
Yeah. Why did it
I
die?
did have one. YF die.
Oh, that's
yeah.
what you had? Yeah.
Yeah, that was back then. It gave 72% yield.
Yep.
Amen.
And then, but then it was, what was it? 3% enter, 5% exit, those kind of things. And then, yeah.
Dude, I hate those coins. I absolutely hate those tokens. And y'all haven't even seen them yet. But yeah, there will be tokens that you can only buy. There will be tokens that you cannot sell. So don't get into everything, y'all, because y'all people are about to get wrecked.
I'm just
people are already getting wrecked.
I know. I laugh because it's how many of y'all are actually going to be able to experience 100x? Y'all are just going to shoot yourselves in the foot long before then.
I just want to make sure real quick.
I hope not.
Yeah. Y'all can't see the porno. I'm scrolling through on my phone, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, what I think. Oh, yeah. You got the little reflection on the glasses, bro. We're going to see everything, man. We're going to see everything. We seen that. He's talking about,
don't look at my glasses.
He's talking about them pretzels over here. We know where he gets it from.
Know? Hey, just don't look at my glasses tonight.
If it wasn't for hex staking, I would have never made the over 100x.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, hex staking, yeah, guaranteed.
Way before. And
yeah, you freak out
a lot. Yeah.
You freak out, the FUD happens, and then not only does the FUD happen, you have some friends that do something stupid, and you think, I should follow them because my friends know what they're talking about. Like, you realize at the end of the day, no one fucking knows. Let the contract do its thing. Hex is going to outlive all of us no matter what we do.
Yeah.
And yeah, you realize that.
Every time I try to outsmart crypto, I lose, bro. Every time. Just stick to to basic shit, man. Don't try to outsmart. Don't try to get cute with this crypto shit, man. Facts.
Yeah, crispy equals T-share go. Facts.
Well, yeah,
for sure.
I was going to say to you guys, man, that's one of the things I worry about with people right now. This is like fake casino cash right now. And I know I'm fighting it.
Yep.
So I'm sure other people are too, and some of them aren't winning.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it earlier in our stream, dude. There's people jumping in 100% on these liquidity pools right now because they think they're going to capture some of this yield. And what I think is the craziest thing about it all is that these people have no clue about liquidity. No clue. Like, and I say this with all sincerity, but they have never provided liquidity even on Ethereum. And if you haven't even done that level of research on how to get it done there, you're gonna get freaking wrecked, man. I feel so bad to everyone. Like, the prices right now, it seems like yield is cool. When we start seeing things go up and go 10x and 50x and 100x within the span of 6 months to a year, you don't understand. The people that are stuck in them pools are gonna get left behind. And I feel so bad. What's up, Crypto Winter Boy? You should be able to, if you want to change your avatar, you should be able to click. Where is it? Where do you change your avatar at?
I gotta admit, though, within the system we're in now, and the pools that are set up, majority of Richard Hart ecosystem coins, can you really lose in impermanent loss? Because we want to have them all. So do I care if I have more PLS than Hex?
No, I'm more worried about the people who are getting into like this BTC Pulse pool. Like that's a garbage pool. And if you don't understand why,
hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I need all of my WBTC, man. I need it all. I'm gonna trade all my Pulse for this WBTC. All right, good luck, buddy. I'm telling you, like Pulse is gonna do a 10x. You're gonna be in that pool. You're gonna be away from the computer. You're not gonna be looking. You're gonna come back, see a 10x. You're gonna go, oh shit, I want to pull my liquidity. And then you pull it. You're left with all this WBTC that may get a double. Maybe you might see a 2x.
Listen,
good luck.
Don't get cute. Shout out to the
INC now and happening every year, or did I understand it incorrectly?
No, they were just saying they were trying to equate the INC token as like Bitcoin halvening, but they were saying every day. I think is the message that I was seeing on it to try to entice people. But yeah, there's no halvening for any of the RH tokens.
Hello?
Okay.
Well,
What's up?
Sort of.
What's up, guys?
Hey man,
What
we knew you was
up?
up, bro.
How you doing, brother?
Man, it's another day of PulseNation.
Yes, sir.
No,
Sure is.
another day, another day.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie Allin in the chat. What's up, Maddie? Hit
What's
me,
up,
bro.
Maddie?
Let me know if you want to jump on.
Hey, welcome to come on as well, man. You hosted the 48-hour stream. You're more than happy and more than welcome to hop on any of the streams that we have over here. Today's more or less just a little social hangout, guys. So what's happening in life outside the crypto world? Because, guys, like one thing that I got noticed that I started doing again is I started looking at these damn charts every day, man. I started looking at these damn charts
Every day.
every
day.
day. I was like, I gotta get away, man. I told myself I gotta go step out, get away from the computer, because I realized I was getting back into that world again. And I know myself. You have to have an inner reflection, that inner moment where you're like, here's what I'm gonna do, and I already know what I'm gonna do. And that's usually something stupid. That's why I love staking, because I don't have to worry about that something stupid that I might do. So what do y'all do outside looking at charts, man? What is the fun thing that y'all are doing?
I mow the lawn.
Okay, you're a little gardener, you know. Do you actually like pull the weeds and take care of everything that way?
Get your life together. That's
I
what we
don't
do
do that.
Did that 2 days ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw on Amazon. That's kind of like what I do on the day to day.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Ironically, like you were just talking about like how you ended up in like the hex space and like with the whole like meme stock thing.
Yep.
Dude, it's like you were reciting my exact history as it as it happened. Like literally, like I pulled everything out and just started going into hex.
Yeah,
just started
buddy.
going into hex, and I've been there ever since, man.
Yes, sir.
Ever since.
Yeah, I got caught up in that little hype of the whole little thing, and I always had the goal of just winning, you know, like no matter what, I wanted to win, right? And
yeah, right.
Not only win, but I had a goal. So I was Marine Corps, and I got in when I was 18, got out after 4 years, and had I stayed in, you retire in 20 years. You can have the option to retire in 20 years, so that would put me at 38. So I said, whatever I do, I want to basically retire as if I can retire before the age of 38. That was always my goal. And I said, if I'm a civilian and it takes a couple extra years, cool. I want to retire before the age of 40. What's up, a Wild SJ? How are you, my love?
What's up,
Great,
SJ?
fellas.
And so I always had that goal, just the vision of retiring by the age of 40. That was my vision. And I was like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I dipped my feet in everything, man. I did everything. I was doing whatever I could to make sure that I won. I was doing drop shipping. I was doing all of that.
How old were you when you realized that you had to retire, Ace? Like, how old were you when you realized that?
Well, I mean, you realize. Well, I realized because when you go into the Marine Corps, everyone goes in with the mentality that you're going to be a lifer. Like that's I think a very common thing. It's called a lifer, which is someone who just stays in 20 years and can retire. So you go in with that mentality, and then you come back for more, and you're like, "Fuck that! I ain't doing that shit." And so,
exactly.
and so because you realize that it's all politics, right? And so, like at the end of the day, you ain't there for your reasons; you're there for their reasons. I don't want to be there. So, so when you start realizing that, I said, "Okay, cool. I still want to retire by the time I'm 38." So I already had that mentality from the military. You know, like that was always my vision from the time I was 18.
So from 18, you were like, fuck this, I'm retiring at 38.
For sure.
Damn, you're good, bro. You are good, man.
No matter what, I was going to get it. And so I did everything, man. I literally did everything. And then I found Hex, and I was like, oh shit, this is what I've been looking for. And it is, man. It worked out, you know. Retired by the time I was 34. Nice little life. And now it's just a beautiful green road ahead, man. Now it's just like I got to make sure that I maintain my wealth, maintain the wealth to pass it down to the kids, so that way I have generational wealth. And you know, all of that, because that's what it comes down to now. Like, cool, I've made it. Now I need to make sure that my kids never have to worry about paying for the struggles that we all have to go through. I'm not saying they won't have their own hardships, because everyone does, but
need them.
You definitely need them.
With kids, it's a hard subject, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, like, you know, teach them the value of $1, right? You don't give them everything as you walk through the store just because you can, right?
Yeah,
I think that's always the goal.
Yeah. What do they say? 2 generations and the wealth is gone, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the first one you struggle, and then the second one becomes hard, and I forget the exact order, but it's like the third one becomes soft, and then the fourth one becomes, you know, basically non-complacent or whatever, and then it's back to that same cycle again.
Oh man,
with the cycles of wealth.
That's why it's so important. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's why it's so important to put your capital to work, right? Because I guarantee this goes for everybody, not just us here, right? You slap down $100,000 on the table when you give it to somebody, they're gonna be thinking about spending it because they got stuff they wanted, right? Or maybe they owe some stuff. They're gonna spend that money, and if that ever happens to you, God bless, right? But you know, here's the thing: you spend it, it's gone. Just like crypto, and that's what people do. They do it.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you, man. Did you feel like you had to go to the military, or did you want to?
Oh man, so my military. So the way I joined was absolutely fucking wild. So, like, I'll just give you a quick little background into all those. Don't judge. You know what I mean? We all have our back in history and everything like that. But by the time I was 18, I already been to jail twice. I grew up in a crazy little neighborhood, did some stupid shit. And had I gone a third time, they were all misdemeanors. Had I gone a third time, it would have turned into a felony. So I was like, all right, cool. I got to figure something out. Got to get my shit together somehow, some way. So I go to a party, and I'm at a party, and my boys.
That's the answer to everything, right?
I go to a party.
So I go to a party. My buddy just came back from tour. You know, he just came back from Iraq. He'd been 2 years in the Marine Corps already. His name's Chado. Shout out Chado.
Shout out.
But he came back, and he was like, hey, I talked to him. I was like, look, man, I guess my life's falling apart, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know, I was living out of my car. I didn't have a place to live. It was all this crazy shit, man. I was struggling, right? And that's the thing. Yeah. So
at
everyone
18?
has, yeah. By the time I was 17, really. But so I had all this crazy stuff happen, and the struggle was real, man. It was there. And so I talked to him, and I'm like, dude, I'm thinking about joining the Navy, Air Force, fucking one of the branches. He's like, fuck those branches, right? Because, you know, Marine. He's like, hey, man, you know, we're out the party, and it's like 1 a.m. at this time. He's like, I'm going to pick you up in the morning, and we're going to go to the recruiter. And he showed up at 7 a.m., knocked on my door. Well, I guess should I say knocked where I was living, because I was living in my car at the time. So he came in and knocked on the door, woke me up, and he's like, let's go. And he took me down to the recruiter office. I did a little practice ASVAB there, and you know, I think I got like a 76 or whatever, which is you know, out of 100. So I was like, all right, bet. Like, he's like, you can basically get any job you want. And I was like, well, what do you do? So I just I went in open contract. So when you go in, you get into this called delayed entry program, where you say, hey, I'm going to join, but I'm not leaving yet. So you enter the delayed entry program. So I'm like, bet. He calls me up. He's like, hey, if somebody falls out, can I call you up? And I was supposed to leave like 6 months later. And you go to like these little drill routines and all that good stuff, like once a month, so you can start familiarizing yourself. He calls me up 3 days later, and he's like, hey, man, someone just dropped out. You still open to go? And I was like,
quota met.
Well, like, I ain't doing shit right now. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I got to say my goodbyes. He's like, yeah, just be here. We leave to San Antonio to go to MEPS, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning. And so literally I say my goodbyes to everybody.
Wow.
Said, hey, man, I'm heading out. I'm going to enjoy my life. Going to go do bigger and better things. And literally went to deploy fucking 3 days after signing papers. So it was wild. It was a wild story, man.
Do they pay for everything, like the traveling and the food and all that, like when you get out there? Fuck, dude, that's fire, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're going there not knowing what the fuck. So back then, dude, I had a big ass fro, right?
They give you a free haircut, right?
Yeah, dude, they give you a fucking free haircut. And so I had a big ass fro back then, man. Funny story. So I had this big ass fro, and as I walk in, and my hair is like, it doesn't do the black curl. I wish I could have like the true black curls and be a beautiful hair, which I could do like dreads and all that good stuff. So it doesn't do it. What's up, baby? How you doing? So it doesn't do it. And long story short, I get this. My hair is just poofy as fuck, man. And I go in the sit down at the barbershop, and you show up at yellow footprints, all that good stuff. Everyone's heard those stories before. If you haven't, you show up in the Marine Corps, you stand on yellow footprints. Long story short, drill instructor just yelling at you the whole time. They start screaming right from the entry, like fucking in your face, just split all over your face, and you're like, bro, what have I got myself into?
Wow.
So you sit down, and they fucking come with the barber, and as you go to the barber, they just fucking go, dude. Fucking just savage.
Yeah,
People bleed, people all that. So this motherfucker goes and cuts the very top of my head. Like, and I'll show you, right? So like goes and cuts this whole section off up here, leaves everything else on the fucking side. And he tells me, get up, get out. And I'm like, bro, what? Cut my hair. And he's like, get the fuck out of the chair. And I'm like, all right, dude, fuck, man, this is what the fuck. And this civilian grabs me. He's like, dude, let me, dude, just dying laughing. Follow me. And he sure as shit just walks me around. Everyone's just fucking laughing at me the whole time, bro. And I'm just like, man, I'm about to fucking freak out right now. I'm like losing my mind. And he walks me up to this drill instructor, and I will never forget, dude. The motherfucker with the Smokey Bear hats is what we call them. The motherfucker just sitting on my face, like hat hitting my forehead. He's like, what the fuck is this? And just like in my face, dude, just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. He's like, I don't know, sir. I don't know. And just like screaming, dude, just screaming. Fuck, dude. And I'm like, bro, I just got here. You know, I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. So for that, this dude had me, I don't know if you remember them, like 20-gallon trash can containers. So he has me grab this container, hold it parallel to the ground, and squat against the wall. Squat, holding this fucking trash can up. And I have to wait until everybody finishes their haircut. Like every single body that came in on that bus, I had to wait till all the motherfuckers were done. And then by the time I was done, like I'm over here, my arms shaking, I'm dripping sweat at this point in time. Like I was not like a muscular dude by any means. I'm a little skater boy, smoke weed all the time, just chill. Like I didn't work out, nothing like that. And all this, dude, I'm just like, fuck. And then just so I get done, and I swear I couldn't walk for like fucking 2 days, man. My legs were shot, man. And you know, that don't stop you from doing anything. But yeah, exactly. Eyeballs click. Yeah, ears open, eyeballs click, dude. It was just all that. Like Vets and Crypto is saying it right there. So you have something called Ears Open, Eyeballs Click, and they have a whole documentary on it. If you want to see what,
I want to check that out.
Yeah, if you want to see what the dumbed down, the safer version, because dude, they show you if they filmed it, you think they're really gonna show you what the fuck happened?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Do you think they show you all the hazing that you go through? Fuck no, dude. You go into the little locker room and you get your ass fucking beat, dude.
We what?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Like if someone fucks up, man, you grab all the, you've seen everyone talk about it. You grab some fucking blankets, grab some soap, and you fucking beat that motherfucker up. People piss in the canteens.
No, that doesn't happen.
Of course not. No, of course not. No, we never. I don't know. Maybe I was just dreaming it. I had such a crazy time.
Let me ask you this one last question about this shit, right? And we're gonna have a whole stream about this because I got to get into your background. This shit is incredible and fascinating. Yeah. But let me ask you, man. Like, where would you be if you didn't go to the Marines?
Oh, dude, I'd be 6 feet underground, man. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So, the life I was doing was not a pretty life, my friends.
So you think you're where you're at now, retired from because of the Marine? They gave you the discipline you needed, is what you're saying?
They helped get me out of the situation for me to realize enough to get myself into a position I needed to get into. So had I stayed in the world I had been in, it's the same thing I talk about with the friends right now. All the friends that are weighing y'all down, like your net worth is your 5 closest network friends. And all of that, right? So all of that
you just can't see it.
Yeah. So all of that is like all true. And all these people continue to weigh you down. They literally weigh you down, but you don't know it. You're drowning in the water, but you don't know it because again, you're in that world already. You don't have the outside perspective. All your friends and all your family is like, dude, you got to stop hanging out with them people. They try to nudge you and be like, them not good for you. They're not good for you. And you're like, yeah, fuck that. I know better. And so all this starts happening. And you're just chilling. You're chilling. But had I not escaped that situation, I wouldn't be to where I was because I had to get out of that to realize that wasn't where I needed to be.
Oh, nice. Got you. That's dope, man. That's fucking dope.
Yeah. That's just getting started, my friends. Yeah, I wish, dude, I wish one day, I could just make a movie out of my life, man. That would be I would think an incredible story that I think everyone would love.
I would definitely tune in, bro. Like I said, we gotta have a stream about that. That'd be amazing.
For sure. Yeah, dude, we'd definitely do a stream and just talk about, the straight up past, man. Yeah, but
definitely.
Yeah.
Yo, SJ, man, what's going on with the tour? Yo, what's going on?
Hey, we are getting ready, man. I'm so excited. So Saturday is like our big kickoff in Dublin. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. We sold out our VIP tickets. If you're planning on coming to any of these Pulsechain tour events, and you want to do the whole VIP experience, it includes dinner, happy hour, all
I missed it.
Well, you missed the Dublin one.
Well, no, I mean the VIP. You sold out VIP everywhere?
No, just the Dublin VIP sold out so far. But that's what I'm saying is the VIP tickets went first. So if you're looking to come to one of our events and you want that whole shebang, you get a swag bag and everything too. Get your VIP ticket ASAP because those are gonna go quick.
Let me get that right now.
Get it like Rocky ASAP.
I'm coming to the Brooklyn meetup, so I'll be
I'm
there.
so excited. I'm so stoked. I actually just got to hang out with a girlfriend of mine who
What's up, baby?
What up,
everybody? It's awesome that you're talking about the tour right now, SJ. I want to congratulate you because this tour, when you're done with it, it will probably have changed your whole life because this is what it did to me. And I want to shout out RG3, SJ, some hacks. You know, we have DJ Pollywood. They are all on the road talking about the things that we love. And I think all our hexagons should support this tour wholeheartedly. If it's close to you, go bring friends and family.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
because it's like I said, it's good for people that don't know anything about crypto and for people that have been in it for years, right? Like there's going to be something for everyone. So
hey man, and who doesn't want to get dinner with RG3, 8-bit, SJ? Come on now, Black Hexagon. I want to get dinner with y'all. I need a steak, some potatoes, mash. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm excited.
It's awesome. Just the last event, for example, the Hex Cruise, I come there, right, to the first event, to the restaurant, and who am I sitting on the table with? Coffee, Access Live, me, like all three, obviously our girls as well. We have an awesome dinner. We talk alpha, you know, we talk our personal strategies. We can talk about things that we would not talk about on the stream right now, for example. You know, it's like some spicy stuff. And that you only get when you're face to face with the people. It's just like that, you know?
Right.
Don't tell me that. I like spicy. I like my food.
Well, you got to experience a little bit of it in Miami, Westcott. Let's talk about how was that, man?
Yeah.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I seen, dude. You had them. Well, hey, you don't have to talk about them after hours Miami events, but you had plenty. You had plenty in between. You got to meet up with RH Max, Furu Finance, Coin Investor. I got to meet up with so many people. Like, how was it meeting? How was it meeting all these individuals? And then what do you think the relationship is that actually built from that happening as well? Like just through chat and everything.
First of all, these motherfuckers are tall. Everybody is like 6'5". I'm thinking I was tall. Everybody taller than me. RH Max is huge and strong. DCC looks like a linebacker, yo. Did y'all tell? DCC is huge, bro. Yeah. Like even Charlie was so. Hey, I see Black Hexagon in the chat. Yo, if you want the link, please let us know. We're gonna get you in here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah,
she's a proud member of the Pulse Nation as well. PulseNation squad.
It's always good seeing everybody. The vibes are great. It's like it's like meeting celebrities. You know what I mean? Because these guys have tons of followers on Twitter, YouTube. They got subscribers, and they're just walking right in front of you, and it's kind of surreal, man. It's a beautiful thing. I love the meetups, and I'm gonna try to go to as many as I can.
Man, I was a Hexagon for about 2 weeks before I went. Like when A-Bit and the crew were in the Atlanta meetup. I was like, I had just gotten into Hex. I was like, I gotta go to this. And so like, the meetups are fire, guys. I love them.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I didn't realize that I was just sitting around with a whole bunch of like Hex OGs, right? Like I had just bought Hex like literally 2 weeks before that. And so yeah, that's kind of surreal, right? Because as you like kind of meld more into the community and get more into it, you're like, wow, I was literally sitting with like some of the biggest but most well-known people in this community, so that was pretty cool. You know, it's I'll probably be at the Atlanta and the North Carolina one. You know, you'll probably see me there. I'll show up.
Yeah, shout out to A-Bit Hex and Hex Lion for the KSB tour, man. When y'all did that PulseNation or Pulsechain tour, man, that was dope, dude. I got to meet up. Y'all, came down to Texas, and that was that biggest meetup here in Austin. The area for that, and that was the last stop on the tour. And
you went to that Austin meetup?
Yeah.
So did I. That's so funny.
Yeah. It's just I'm there. I brought a couple of people who I'd onboarded because I was like, look, man, you just got to hear from other people, and so it's just fun, man. If you got people who are curious or on the fence, just bring them to these little meetups and just let them see the energy, the community, the overall overwhelming amount of positivity that just feeds off everybody,
Yes.
And of course, y'all had them badass freaking sick cars. How was that driving the R8 and everything, man?
It was amazing. ATX, thank you for acknowledging the 5552 and Pulseformer. Thanks for sharing the story. I did not know. I have met you in the past, and you know what? Right now, today, the circle is closing because you came to one of my events, and today I came to your stream. An amazing stream guy, follow Pulseformer. Today he was talking about liquidity, educating me, giving me food for thought, making me understand liquidity better. And today I came on the stream here because I saw Pulseformer. I wanted to talk to you about the spicy topic that we have going on right now. Why, guys? Why is Hex so dirt cheap? I cannot understand it.
Nope.
When Pulse came out, like 1 or 2 days afterwards, I was like texting Crispy Man right away. And I said, Crispy Man, how is it possible that Hex and the Pulsechain ratio is so dirt cheap? Because the first thing that I did was I was buying back my Hex sacrifice. And that was so easy to do. Afterwards, I was buying back all the Hex that I had liquid. And it was so easy to do. Afterwards, I was buying back all the Hex that I had staked on the Pulsechain. And it was so easy to do. Afterwards, I called up Hex Lion and I said, man, when do we stop buying? And we did not stop buying, guys.
That's the thing, you don't.
Couple of days later, X is alive, makes a tweet, guys. I believe the Hex Pulsechain ratio could be 1 to 200. I was talking about, I believe in 300, 1,300, something like this. So that's why I went so heavy into Hex. And then it truly happened. The trade of my lifetime, obviously, with the cheap prices already bought back. And now their prices are going back in dollar terms. It's disgustingly cheap, even cheaper than 4 days ago. I'm always talking about the Hex Pulsechain price, but now the dollar prices are going down. And I have right now here your friend Somi's tweet, and I would love to share that with you guys right now because there's so much truth in it, and I would like to bring it up. Can you screen share? I would love to read that out loud. And guys, this is not FUD. This is to spread awareness, okay? Hex on Ethereum will survive and thrive, but also it needs to survive. Because if it does not, fear will spread. So we need a Hex on Ethereum to thrive and go up in price. People will ask, what about Pulsechain? Pulsex or Hex on Pulsechain, will that die too? Because look at this, guys. The chart right now looks disgusting. This is 1.8 cents in dollar terms.
I bought that this morning. I bought it.
Amazing. Amazing. Finally, we have a Hexican here defending the Hex price because this is all what we should be doing. Hex is so cheap. How cheap is it? It is, I make the claim, it is dirt cheap. When I was getting into Hex 3 years ago, of course Hex was cheap back then because there was no believers, no Godwell yet and so on. So you were able back then to accumulate a lot of Hex, a lot of T-shares, right? Then 3 years went by, 10,000X, 96% drop, delayed gratification. Like we had to hold to be in the position that I am today. But today the price again is so low that any outsider can come into the ecosystem and easily buy up a Dolphin or a Shark position, and just jump the line. How is it that those people do not have to delay gratification? I say Hex is dirt cheap, and we need to defend it right now because
I didn't even know it was that cheap. God damn,
exactly.
I'm about to jump on that right now.
That's what I was showing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I had showed the same thing. I showed the same thing with the DCA calculator, you know what I mean? So just real fast, and I'll pull it back up a bit, you know what I mean? But I pulled up this little chart here, this exact same conversation we were having at the very beginning. If you were one of those individuals who bought Hex back at 56 cents at the all-time high, and you spent $5,000 back then and you got 8,900 Hex, well, if you just did the exact same thing right now with the current price today at 0.01 or 1.8 cents, $5,000 gets you $277,000, lowering your average to 3 cents, y'all. Like with the same exact amount, get you so much more Hex.
People aren't buying this. Hold on, I didn't even know this was going on. Where am I at?
Just look at my Twitter, man. Just look at my Twitter.
I'm sorry. I'm so into Pulsechain. I didn't even know what was going on, yo. I'm about to jump on this. Dude, this is crazy.
I have been focusing on that specific topic since the day Pulsechain launched.
Yep.
Right? Like Hex is so cheap compared to like eHex is so cheap compared to everything else. Like when you look at the eHex chart and you look at the order book and you and you see people trading 7,645 eHex for 6,566 pHex, you're literally losing hex. Like literally. And eHex is like dollar for dollar the cheapest thing on the network, and it goes so much deeper than that, man. It goes so much deeper than that.
I got to switch my game plan. I got to switch. I was so into Pulsechain. Now I'm like, let me grab up with this. I'm a DCA into Hex on Ethereum.
Exactly. That's I DCA'd into Hex and Pulse this morning.
Yeah.
Was everyone surprised at how quickly parity was reached?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
no,
we were all expecting it to
be
like
honest,
basically
yes.
eHex to dominate and pHex to be like a 10-1 or something, right?
Right.
Parity is a tough one for me because I always have a tough time believing the concept of parity. But I think they're gonna be close to each other for long enough. But parity to me means same exact price and it holds, right? So like that's parity to me. And so parity to everyone else means they just keep touching the price. And so I've been of the mindset that it'll do this all the time because people are going to see what happens is they're going to see the yield on the Ethereum hex. If people eventually stop going and using Ethereum hex, staking, that kind of stuff, and pulling their stakes and ending their stakes, what happens is the APR actually increases for all the stakers because that's part of the contract. It's built into the code. The less stakers that there are inside the staking pool, the less miners that there are inside the mining pool. I've been saying stakers for so long. I'm still trying to switch up my verbiage, but the less miners that there are inside that pool, the higher the APR is, making it more enticing, right? And so that is and again, what's going to happen is people have very weak hands, y'all. I don't think you understand.
Lettuce hands. Take your lettuce hands.
Baby lettuce hands.
Here's something for you. Okay, I'll wait till you do this.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So this chart here right now, I love your friend Sami, right? And he is so right with so many things. I want to bring up this chart because that chart shows Hex from the beginning. First, we dropped like hell, and it was hard, to go through this time. But you see on this chart right now, if you were a true believer in Richard Hart's products and you did like he wanted you to buy Hex down there and stake long term for 3 years, for example, you made 10,000x. But if you did not, like Richard Hart said, and you maybe thought, oh, this is a scam, and you bought somewhere here, well, now you did not do 10,000x anymore. But where I wanted to go with that is you guys know from the top here to the bottom there, we went down 96%. And this chart is an old chart. We are with the price right now exact here at the very bottom. It looks like a double button, I would say. And the price, how Axis Alive would say, is reset right now. Try to get that in your head. The price is resetted, right? This means we can go 10,000x with Hex on the Pulsechain right now because we went down 96% twice and got out all the weak hands, that were not believing, not staking, and did not delay gratification. And I see the situation here just like in the beginning of Hex. So now we went down, we touched basically the lowest point, double button. We will have the situation maybe for a couple of weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We will be here in such a level here. At one time, smart money will come in, will see that, hey, Abed Hex has such a great experience in yielding and getting his Hex and yielding Hex. Let me try to have the same experience. He will buy a shark position, and then the price will shoot up. Will the price ever go back to those levels? No. And my point is, right now is the opportunity of a lifetime to buy such a cheap asset for so dirt cheap. And now if you bring down the chart, if you bring down the chart and you ask Pulseformer about his stream that he did today, about liquidity, how everything is bonded, what is this lowest and what is the biggest liquidity bondage that we have right now with eHex, Hex, Pulsechain Hex, for example, and what happens if everybody, because we know everybody will come in and buy the new shiny object, Pulsechain, and even more Pulsex. And what will happen with our nice Hex? This is the question for Pulseformer right now.
I want to throw some gasoline on that. How about this? I'll throw this at you. All right, so let's lay out the game table, right? We got Hex on ETH. We got Hex on Pulse. Okay, working system. We got a bridge. It goes back and forth, right? We got a boatload of liquidity over on on Pulse, a war chest like you've never seen before.
Yep.
We no longer need liquidity on Ethereum. We no longer need it. We only have it to facilitate those poor, unfortunate fools who will sell there and eat the slippage, or to accommodate those who absolutely have to buy it there. Why wouldn't I, and this is actually a bit, I know, I apologize. You guys thought of this a long time ago. But I mean, why wouldn't I just pull my Hex as it comes out and move it over to Pulsechain? Why would I even bother to sell it on Ethereum? If that was my goal. Now, why would I stake it there? I would stake it there, sure, because I got to get some APY. But think about the liquidity that we have and what's been set up with how the farms are set up and the incentive and how thick it is. Do you guys see how much is out there? I mean, we're talking about 2.4 billion hex in liquidity. On Pulse.
All right. I'm so excited to go into this. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, if you pull it up, it'll give me the option to share it with everyone. But yeah,
please show the picture with the waterfall. That was so beautiful, man. And then people will get it, because that's when I got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, then y'all keep talking and let me get this set up real quick.
Yep.
Too.
So yeah, just just get all set up there. So that's so everyone's talking about the price being low. And I just really want to remind everyone, and I talk about this all the time. SJ, you bought, and I absolutely love that because it just shows that conviction still at the end of the day. But what happens for me is when I buy, the price goes lower. And it's this sad little moment where you wish I would have waited, or I wish I could have done something different. And I don't know if you get the same feeling, but for me, it pains me when I get that feeling. So what I've learned is to set limit orders. I can't stress this enough, y'all. I can't stress this enough.
We cannot do that on Pulsechain yet, right? Or like there is a way to do it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not vetted. I wouldn't. I'm not given the contract that you can do limit orders permissions to access my wallet. Let me just say that. Maybe I can make a brand new wallet and test it out and do that, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm not even going to promote it out there because I don't want anyone to get wrecked, and I would hate to see that happen. Don't be a guinea pig in a new coin. Let me just.
Hey man, I gotta say, shout out to Ben Dubar, man. What's up, bro? What's going on, man? That's my guy. Man, thank you. Yeah.
So
man.
This is a quick rundown. Super simple. How to do limit orders? Go to CowSwap, swap.cow.fi. You put in your stable coin that you have in your possession right here, whatever the amount is. If you have $5,000, like we were just talking about a moment ago, you choose the token that you want to go in here with, and you choose Hex in this example. Pretty simple, because that's the token that we're looking at getting. It's going to say, hey, the current price is 1.8 cents. Very simple. It shows you all of this right here. I go to the expiry date, and I want to choose an expiry all the way out to 6 months because I want to set this and forget it. So I can choose November 22nd, and I can set this out. Whoops, I didn't choose it. I can choose this all the way out to November 22nd, and bam. Now it'll go through and set custom date. Boom. Now I have a limit order set to expire in 6 months from now. Now, if I want to get juicy, I can say, dude, if the price goes down lower, I want to take advantage of that. So I'm going to set one at 1.5. I'm going to set one at 1.2. And I may even go down even juicier and set it here at under 1 penny. Okay. So that would be an incredible steal right now. Now you can choose to split this $5,000 over those 3 limit orders. Okay. You do a ladder strategy on the way down. So you just buy as the price dips. So the $5,000 that you have, you would do $17.50 here on the first one. You would do $17.50 at 1.5 cents. Very simple. You click Hex, you choose set connect wallet, of course, and you just click set. Boom, it's done. Now that's good for 6 months. You go into the next one, 1.2 cents. Boom, it's done. Good for 6 months. You want to go down to a little bit lower, you set it here, 0.09, just in case it dips below a penny. You want to take advantage of that sweet opportunity in case it doesn't last long, or if you're not in front of your computer, or if you're not next to someone, or if you're working, or if you're outside, or if you're showering, or if you're sleeping. You set these and forget them, y'all. You literally set it and forget it. You go through here, boom, set it, forget it. Now, whenever the price dips, I don't worry, okay? I literally don't have to worry because I don't have to try to rush to the computer to go buy. I don't have to try to send money from Coinbase to try to go get it. If y'all have ever had that moment in time where you're like, I would love to take advantage of this price, I would love it, and then you send it on Coinbase and it's like 7 days wait, suck it, right? And they're like, well, that fucking sucks. I gotta wait 7 days. I really hope the price is still there. And what happens is the price always pumps up a little bit. You're like, all right, fuck it, I'm in. I'm just gonna go in $5,000, and then the price dumps, and you're like, damn, every single freaking time.
All right.
That's how I set limit orders.
Awesome, man.
Can I ask a quick question before we move on from limit orders?
Go ahead.
Why cow swap and not matcha or something else?
Matcha you can only set for 7 days, and to me that feels like trading, because you literally have to reset it every 7 days, and if you don't reset it after 7 days, that's usually the time when the price drops. And if you have to constantly set limit orders every 7 days, to me it feels like trading. The guys, I set limit orders 5 months ago when it was at 12 cents or whatever, all the way down, even at 8 cents. I set it all the way down to a penny. All the way down to a penny. I had limit orders going all the way down. I've been talking about it on every one of my streams. Cool. Limit order filled. Limit order filled. Limit order filled. Limit order filled. It hit all the way to a penny. I was sleeping. I didn't have to be in front of my computer. I picked up Hex all the way down to a penny and then scooted it back up. And I was like, damn, that's incredible. I'm going to set limit orders lower again. Guess what? I set it at 2.2, 1.9. Those got filled today. Okay. I don't have to do anything. I set it and I can forget it. I literally can walk away. It's beautiful, but that's why I don't use matcha. 7 days is garbage.
Yeah, good to know. I had no idea.
1 inch is not allowed in the US as well.
Okay.
So that's why I use CowSwap. I also use PortalXSwap.io as well for limit orders by Power City. But
PortalX.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. You ready, Pulseformer?
Yep.
Talk to us, man.
Okay. Y'all get ready for this one, bro, because this has been. I have not mentioned about this. All right. If I need to make my screen bigger, tell me. I have a really big screen in my house, so
I just took it. I just took it down to make it your screen real quick for a second, just so that way everyone can see things a little easier.
Okay. All right. So this is the EHEX to PHEX chart. Okay. What this is the value of PHEX going up and the value of EHEX going down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see how we're starting to curl up here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're gonna come into the PLS chart for DAI. Let's see if I can make this a little better. What I want y'all to get from this is that as this is curling down or going up and curling down, EHEX is doing the opposite. As everything on Pulsechain goes up, EHEX is going down. Why? Because people are dumping their EHEX for Pulsechain and Pulsechain tokens. Okay, that's simple. So what's weird, why does EHEX have such, why is it so closely related to that, right? Well, it's because of the liquidity, right? My computer's freezing. All right, so we've had 2.6 billion EHEX come into the system. Dollar terms, that's about like as of last night is like $38 million, something like that. That's the amount of this 1.93 billion is the 38 billion dollars of liquidity. Or million, sorry. There's $37 million of EHEX being used as liquidity. If you combine all of these USD numbers together, that's not even close. So what does that tell me? That tells me that this is such a hard concept to get, but EHEX is the primary currency on Pulsechain, meaning that technically everything is the price of Pulsechain and everything on it, even though it has a dollar value, it's derived from the value of Hex itself, of EHEX.
Right.
Okay. So let's pull up the Twitter tweets. Okay. So what does that mean? Like, let's say EHEX wants to start pumping, right?
Oh, it wants to.
Yeah. And guys, I mean, I know whales only. Okay. I'm not a TA pro guy. I've been looking at charts for probably I yeeted my entire life savings into the stock market 2 months before the thing happened where, the stock market took a dive. Okay. That's when I started charting.
Right.
Okay. That's when I started the path that I'm on that led me to Hex. Anyways, let's say that for some reason EHEX starts pumping, okay, and it's primed to pump. It's in a dip. It's in a huge dip. It's primed to pump. Let's say people in the Pulsechain ecosystem want to start pouring into it, right, and start FOMOing into it, as people do, right? People like to chase water down a hill, and we'll get into the liquidity and water conversation in a second. If you look at these pairs, all the Hex pairs, like Richard Hart's not coming out with these farms by accident, okay? It's calculated. EHEX to Hex liquidity pair, everybody loves it, right? There's $70 million of liquidity in it. The PHEX to PLS pair comes in second at $42 million. And these numbers have changed since last night when I took the screenshot. But the Pulse to Hex EHEX pair has $7.9 million of liquidity. Okay, so if you're a big player and you want to come in, your main focus is the cost of slippage, right? When you're talking about, $1 million, 500 grand, when you're talking about big money that can move something. Okay, so the path of liquidity is going to look something like this. And this is really bad because I screenshotted this from my stream earlier because I lost the picture, but I'll kind of explain it. So right up here is the Pulsechain ecosystem, right? A whole bunch of water, a whole bunch of liquidity has come into Pulsechain, right? That's this, right? $158 million has come into Pulsechain, right? Well, all this money's up on top of a hill pulling up, right? It almost looks like that in a chart, right? Well, if somebody were to come in and start pumping EHEX, what's going to happen is all of this liquidity is going to have to come down into EHEX, right? This waterfall is people FOMOing into PHEX or EHEX, right? This is the path that they have to take, right? So from Pulse to you're going to have to follow the liquidity, right? It's going to follow think about you're up on top of a hill and it's raining and you're watching like water pull up at the top of the hill. What you want to do is you want to position you want to figure out where that water is going to pour to, right? Yep. Where's the lowest point in your yard where water is going to pull up, okay? And as you see that water pulling up, as you see all of this water coming in to Pulsechain, this money, it's pulling up and it's going to find, like, money has a way of finding the lowest point because it's water, right? It's going to find a place to pull up at. In the route, the little curves in your yard in the rut that the water is gonna travel through is gonna travel through these pairs, right? It's gonna travel from PLS to PHEX, and then from Pulse to PHEX, from PHEX to EHEX. Okay, and if y'all, if I'm not making sense here, tell me. I'm a little excited if you can't tell, but. These are the channels that the water is going to have to go in, right? Like this water is coming through here, the hex to hex LP. So what does this mean? Okay, if people want to bring in liquidity from Pulsechain, they're going to have to go this route. They're going to have to go from all these tokens on Pulsechain into the PHEX Pulse pair, and then from PHEX to EHEX, buying Hex twice, technically, okay, to get into the EHEX pair. And the liquidity is so thin on EHEX that, like, there's no telling, like, what can happen. So right now we're looking at Hex, okay, Hex versus PLS. Like, what does it look like when all of this water pours out into EHEX? Well, one, you have massive price appreciation, but you're also going to have a ratio change, right? In Hex to PLS, right? So I'm gonna pull up the EHEX to PLS chart.
And this is exactly my favorite chart since we have Pulsechain, the Hex Pulsechain chart, because I do not want to sell my Hex into US dollar, but I love to sell my Hex into Pulsechain or vice versa. And I see huge opportunity there right now. I believe it can go up to the ratio of 300, maybe even 1,500. Access Alive is agreeing with me. He said 200. A couple of hours after he tweeted, it really actually happened. So this is the market telling us the hex ratio against the Pulsechain ratio wants to go up. It wants to be up there. And why do I know this so much? Because I know how much yield I can get by staking hex, and T-shares are deflationary. You never will get so many T-shares as you will be able today with the sheep price and the T-share still being fairly low.
Okay, so we're looking at Pulse being worth 95 hex, or 95 Pulse being worth 1 hex, to Axis brings up the number 200, Abit brings up the number 300. So we'll just take those numbers, and it seems pretty fair considering it's because the value of hex, nobody's valuing it. Okay, so all this water is going to have to pull up into eHex to equalize all the ratios on the chain itself. So we're looking at like this ratio can shoot up all the way up to here. Okay, now like what does this do for like dollar terms, right? Because all of this is from the perspective of thinking about hex itself as the dominant currency. And the numbers, the liquidity is showing that hex is everything on Pulse is more weighted to the value of eHex, right?
Right.
So like if I'm sitting here thinking for days and days and days now, like I want more PLS, I want more PLSX. Well, I don't know about y'all, but things are kind of tight on my end as far as like real life money situations, right? Like we're not in a good macro condition, right? So it's like, okay, if I can't bring in a bunch of liquidity, like fresh liquidity to buy it, I need to find out I need to find the value here, okay? And I've already multiplied, okay, like Pulsechain like multiplied our bags, right? But I've since multiplied that through this thought process of I'm not thinking about dollars, okay? I don't want to like how much does this coin cost in dollars? No, how much does this coin cost in hex? That's what you should be asking yourself. And right now, 1 hex for 95 Pulse it's cheap, guys, because when you're talking about hex being worth 300 Pulse and then you stake it, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do math on stream. So if let's say you got 10 T-shares staked for a week, right? Each T-share is gonna give you like, let's say 6.5 hex, okay, per day. Like I said, screwing up here, 10 T-shares times 6.5 hex per day times 7 is definitely not that number.
Yeah, it's 455.
455. Okay, 455 hex per day. Okay, like let's say once everything kind of settles out and the liquidity settles out and we get proper ratios in the next like couple, I don't know, 6 months or whatever, who knows. 455 hex yielded in a week off of a 7-day stake and 10 T-shares times 300. Like you could be making, you want to mint some Pulse, you want to mint some PLSX, you want to get your hands on more of it. T-shares is the way, guys. Like literally, like I said,
fire.
Hex is Pulsechain. The price of things on Pulsechain is being denominated in hex terms. So that would make hex the most valuable thing there, not the dollar. And again, like we're Hexkins here, right? Like most of us, we know what's up with the dollar, okay? I don't want a token that some dude has admin keys and can just print as much of it as he wants whenever he wants and dilute the rest of us. Like, I don't want the dollar. I'm not interested in the dollar. I've seen what Hex can do, okay? And as of right now, if Hex even goes to 10 cents, I'm retired, boys. Like,
so it was cool. Y'all were sharing your stories a little bit earlier, right? About the things you did before you got into Hex, and I was right there with you. Like my story is very similar. I won't tell the whole thing, but one of the things I was looking into at the time was options trading. Like I had just
I love options trading.
I paid off student loan debt, and I was
puts
like, all right,
and calls all day.
So
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, but can I like? There's something I've been wanting to talk about, with my past, right? Like, I got in on the AMC thing. Okay, I sold out at 75. I didn't really pay too much attention to GameStop because I wanted more shares, right? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why did I take everything out of the stock market and put it into Hex? Well, because I realized how dirty the stock market is and how, like, it's literally designed to screw all of us out of our money. Okay, that's literally what it's designed to do. And anybody who wants to make that argument, I will make that argument. I will argue with that about you forever. Okay, but like, you know what I realized today, and ATX, you know what I'm going to mean when I say this, is that Pulsex allows us to be King Griffin. Regular average dudes have the power to yield off of like the same way that these people that literally like own Robinhood and Webull and stuff like that. Like, if you know the way that the stock market's set up, Robinhood and Webull sell your trading data to Citadel, and Citadel is the market maker. We are the market makers. We, the people, are the market makers in Pulsex and on, you know, Ethereum to an extent. But like if I'm retired, the yield that I'm getting. Guys, y'all don't know what y'all are sleeping on Hex right now, man.
Congratulations, Pulseformer. I think you did the trade of your life, taking everything from legacy, putting it into crypto. Everybody's talking about stuff like this, but only few people are doing it. And go ahead.
And like, guys, like, I've been here this whole time. Okay, I've watched my entire net worth fall by like 95%. Right, like, you know, I'm just like a small account on Twitter, right? I don't have like this crazy voice, but I've been going through a lot of like, as everybody else has, but like, all I'm worried about is my 1.5-year-old daughter now. And 1.5 years ago, like, it's been rough, man. And you know, it just seems that like I finally found some good alpha that can actually really change everybody's life here.
Yes.
When it comes to like utilizing the Pulsechain ecosystem correctly, you know, like, the yield's awesome, but I'd rather have $10 million to yield with than, you know, a couple 100,000, right? You know, I mean,
and imagine this, you know, Hexaco that we're building, right?
Ooh.
The people we already have in this community already, right? Talented, crafty, brilliant. You know, there's so many there's so many different trades, right, that we already have within our ecosystem. Just think, you know, like, we don't really need, of course, like, we're going to keep onboarding, and that's just going to keep growing, right? But I really believe that the way Hexaco is being built right now, we're going to be able to say goodbye to the dollar. I mean, I now pay my bills with crypto. There's that Spritz Finance app, man. Like, I don't have to off ramp. I don't have to, my MasterCard gets paid with crypto right now. So imagine us being able to pay one another with Hex, right? Like, that's the Hexaco I see being built, right? Is that we are going to be exchanging goods and services within our own group, right? Within this tribe, and using Hex to do so. There's already people doing that. I think he's kind of going through some hard times right now, but there was a guy, I want to say he was in Portland, and he had a food cart, accepts Hex for his food. You know, and I know there's a lot of others that do that. That's just the first one that came to mind. But yeah, I mean, and he, you know, because that's a great example, because he's out there, right? Like, he's out in the world accepting Hex too. So
I think you're absolutely right. This is where Hexaco is going to. And Pulseformer, I just wanted to finish off the point here. You were warming up the topic for me, and now I want to show you where your adventure in crypto will go to. So if you bring up my chart really quick. So this is the topic that I was talking about for since Hex is coming out here, right? So this is the zone I was accumulating under 100. It was shooting up here. The yellow thing just represents that I was taking a little bit of profit, buying back here, buying back again. But I want to now focus on what is the price here today. Pulseformer, you said 95. I was like a little bit scared when I heard that number. It's actually 111. And right now you see already.
That's EHEX. The one I was talking about was EHEX. Sorry, it's slightly
EHEX
less.
Is 95, and this is disgusting. But 111 is also way too cheap, in my opinion. So let's see, where could this movement lead to? Like SJ is saying, I believe that we do not nominate our Hex in dollar terms anymore. The dollar does not matter for us. The only thing that matters to us is Pulsechain, and that's why this chart here is nominated in PLS. So if we go up here a little bit, we will see there is the 200 that Access Alive was talking about. It already touched that here. I'm talking about 300 PLS, and the normal sacrificer, he gave hex in worth of 1,300 in order to get his Pulsechain. So it's totally possible that we are overshooting and going up here. Like maybe something like this occurs, you know, that we shoot over, touch it, and then come back to fair value again. So let's see, if you buy hex today with the Pulsechain that you have at 110, and it just goes to the level that I think is fair value. Let me measure that really quick. This already is 160%, which is 2.5x. And I think this is only fair value. Where can the journey go to? It could possibly reach like 1,100%, which is like, I think 12x exactly, because you have to add 100. So now if you have your position in hex, this is where I see the journey going. Now, let us go to Pulsechain now, and let's see what happened to the Pulsechain price disgustingly. I will just take this local top here, okay? May 23rd, 12 p.m., our local top. Let's see how much we dropped here to the price of today, 32%, 32% going down. Let's go back to hex, and let's find the exact same moment, which I just took here from Pulsechain. And it's going to be so interesting now to see this for you guys, because if you were not in Pulsechain, but you were in hex on May 23rd at 12 o'clock, or where is this now? It is here. You would have not lost 32%. You actually made 10%. And this is another reason why I like to definitely hold all the assets. Then we do not have this volatility going on. But the main point here is that this is one of the reasons why I just know that hex is too cheap. And somebody said something really interesting earlier. We cannot value hex right now. Why? Because of all the troubles that are going on. Right. The bridge was clogged, right? We had no dollar value before and stuff like this. And therefore, I was creating this mind map here. And I was really going into the topic of what is the problem? How does a market develop? How can we give something a value even if there is no dollar value, right? So this is where this then comes in handy to understand how liquidity works and what makes the prices go up. Here I was talking about the bridge situation that we had something like this in the real world. What happens if money cannot flow freely? Obviously, the country that the money would go to is not thriving. But here is the main point that I want to come to. Right now, it is so cheap to get back your sacrifice hex, get all the hex that you have staked, and you can just become a dolphin. And we hexagons know there are two ways how you can become a dolphin. You can either stake for a long time, the max stakes, or you can make a min stake, right? A minimum stake length. Let me give you an example, then you will understand. So let's say you had 3.5 million hex right now, and you stake it for the max length. This will already give you a dolphin position. And now we can see how much does it cost in Pulsechain to get to this dolphin position. And we see it's 385, okay? I calculated that for everybody who sacrificed, let's say 600,000 hex, which was back then $1,000, you only need 27% to become a dolphin. And this already shows how undervalued hex is right now. Obviously, if you want to go to the other extreme, you can do that too. You can just buy 10 million hex right now. Like if you are a dolphin right now in hex, for example, and you sacrifice, you know, the average amount for Pulsechain, then this is very easy to do here for you right now to get 10 million hex. And if you stake it for 10 days, I'm sorry here, I'm so quick with the mouse. If you stake 10 million hex for 10 days, this also gives you 1,000 t-shirts, which also makes you a dolphin. And this is obviously like a little bit of a heavier move. 80% of your Pulsechain sacrifice, if you move that into hex, then you'll have a big dolphin position. My point is that how is it possible that I have such a great time getting all my hex yield right on the Ethereum side, and now I can easily do it on the Pulsechain side as well? So how much yield is it getting you in DAI, in Pulsechain, and also on the Ethereum side? And here we can see a big difference. Obviously, this was a couple of days ago already, right? But if we try to stake 24,000 hex right now on the Pulsechain, this would be worth $500. if you would translate those 24,000 hex into Pulsechain, this would be 2.3 million. Just interesting to know for me. But here, same 24,000 hex, but on the Ethereum side, they yield you $826 right now. So because of the hex price being suppressed so much on the Ethereum side, I realized, wow, like hex was even cheaper than it was on the Ethereum side. It should not be, it cannot be. And that's why I said, this is way too cheap. Since then, the prices have moved even lower, guys. So right now, it's just ridiculous what is going on with the hex price. And I think we need to defend it. If you want to see this whole mind map and like in full length, I have it on my YouTube channel, abet_hex. It's this video here, 1,800 people watched it. And that's like a record number for my YouTube channel. So I can really advise you guys to go there. 2.5 hours I was talking about the topic why hex is too cheap and why we must and should take action. I think it's an opportunity of a lifetime right now for us.
Speaking of, real quick, I'd love to be able to say again. What's up, SJ?
Go ahead. You go first.
I was going to say, every one of y'all should go subscribe to these people right here, right now. You got Crispy Man showing up on his thing. And Wild SJ, that's her socials on everywhere. Yes. Wild SJ, much love to Wild SJ. Pulse Former, Facing Reality. I know, you're not doing the YouTube and stuff and everything like that, but, if you can find him, good luck. You got Quitter Winter Bull. You can find him, Abit Hex, and again, Bendu Bard. Follow all these individuals on all the socials, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you follow them on whatever platform you can, because there's knowledge to be learned. And what you want to do is you want to take all of this in and make your own investment thesis from it all, y'all. So you don't have to listen to just one person. You had My Life is Awesome. We form like Voltron and everything like that. You want to take all this information in and you want to form your own investment thesis on what you're going to do next. So learn everything you possibly can from everybody in here. And the best way to do that is to make sure you're subscribed to everyone in here.
Yeah. Can somebody look up and show, just like add a little bit more hype or like some sprinkles? Just like look at the either hex compared to Pulsex and look at that ratio, and then like multiply it by like 2 or 3 maybe, like just 2.5, and like see what you get. Like it's a lot of
someone's doing that. I got a quick question for Abit. How long have you been doing that kind of TA or chart reading? Did you do any of that before you were in Hex?
No, not at all. Before I was in Hex, I did not do any chart reading. I'm actually right now not doing any chart reading at all. I'm just
just
have the feeling. I just
whatever
have the
it is
feeling,
you're
okay,
doing.
Hex is too low right now. Why is it too low? For all my reasons. And then obviously I just draw those charts and try to understand, when is Hex too expensive for me? How much hex did I give to get Pulsechain, and when would I sell my hex again? So this is basically how I come up with it. But then I have like Access Alive, KSB, and they give me the TA, to support what I'm saying.
Dude, I just can't the way you all explained that. I already knew that you're good at that, but Abit, you're phenomenal. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being a part of this community. It really that was so well explained and just so spot on, and that's we need more of that. And just shout out to you, man. Like everything that you've learned, seeing your journey from the point that I started watching, all of this, right? Seeing everything that you've done and all you've been through, and like the passion that you have for what you're doing, bro. Just shout out to Abit. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you,
and
so
everyone
much,
here
bro.
too. Like you're just saying, Voltron, man.
I agree.
Voltron.
You don't know.
Abit was the first one to brought it to my attention that Hex was way too cheap. I didn't even realize we were so occupied with the whole Pulsechain narrative, of course.
Right.
And he was screaming it from the rooftops. And I was, wait a minute, why is he so adamant about this? And I go and check, and I could literally buy back almost, what was it? 4.5 times the amount of Hex that I sacrificed for Pulse. Yep. Wait a minute, how is this even possible?
Yeah.
And then we started talking with you and on Fibra Finance. I blew it up on my Twitter. How could it be possible that Hex is? And still, it just keeps on going lower and lower, and it hurts, crazy. Man. It's like we all grew up in the hood. Then you make your money, but you forget where you came from. We just forgot the whole hood. We don't pay homage to where we came from anymore. We were all built from hex, and now we have a new playground, and we forget the little kid where we came from. It makes no sense to me.
You're right.
That's absolutely true. I mean, that's one of those numbers that, you know, when you start seeing all these things and see it play out and see how it all happens, you know, I try to break things down into where it's more or less like an easier way of understanding for people too, because I know we all have our different way of learning. And Ava, you have a great way of explaining things. You've been doing this, and you become more proficient as you continue to explain things over time. I like to dumb things down even further. It's almost like, you know, I'm talking to a little one, you know what I mean? To someone who is definitely brand new in this situation. So to kind of break it down as what he was saying as a simpler way and facing reality, he said the same thing. This is basically what someone could have sacrificed back in the day for Pulsex, which was around 30 cents, I believe, at the time for the sacrifice for Pulsex. And if you had put up $40,000, that was 133,000 hex that you sold to put into the sacrifice to give you what you have on Pulsex. In order to buy back that same position at the current price right now, it only takes $2,500 right now, y'all.
Wow.
And that gets you a little bit more. So again, $40,000 is what you were able to capture. $40,000 is what you were able to capture, given to you in the form of Pulsex at the sacrifice price. So you don't have to worry about changing anything there. Congrats. And then if you want to buy back that same position right now, you find a way to come up with 2,500. Bam, you've replaced that income, or you've replaced that amount of money that you put in for the sacrifice during that time. It's that simple. And again, like you said, if you 4x that money, guys, like I said, I showed you the math earlier, but if you did the same amount of money, you get a whole lot more over here. So if you had another 40K, you get 2.2 million. But we're not going to discuss the other 40K, because again, let's just say you put up all your assets into the sacrifice or whatever you did. Well, if you can find a way to recoup it somehow, some way, even just doing 2,500 or 2,600 right here, you recoup your whole amount right there for all the hex that you put in, and you still can hold your Pulsex bag, and you still have your Pulsechain bag, and you still have all this extra stuff. So the ands keep on going.
This is so amazing. ATX, can you go back to this numbers? Now you have those two numbers in front of you, and now what you could do is like divide 40,000 by 2,500, and then you know how many X you are up with your hex right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like buying a 16X.
Exactly. And that's why I think it's so much worth to use a little bit of your Pulsechain and put it into hex. And then if you realize how cheap it is, I did not stop buying. And man, I took the opportunity of my lifetime when the price went up, you know, because then you are in Pulsechain again. I think it's an opportunity worth like taking. And I think we should not be afraid of Pulsechain, of this new ecosystem, of doing things on the blockchain. On Ethereum, it was not possible to dollar cost average. It was so expensive. But today, I can just make a purchase of $5 if I want to. It's still worth it. So buy a little bit of hex, dirt cheap, and if it goes up like 1x, 2x, you can already sell right now.
Yep, and that basically tells you exactly where you would actually end up getting, or how much you would have as well when it goes back up to 30 cents again. So just to kind of break it down in a different way. So when the price of hex goes back up to this 30-cent level again, because of the 16x difference as well, that's basically showing you that you're going to be holding $40,000 again at that point in time. So you could turn $2,500 into $40,000, just going back up to 30 cents. We're not even talking all-time highs. We're not talking anything crazy. That's just an easy, that's just a $2,500 difference turned into $40,000. And again, for a lot of individuals, you can do quite a bit in your life with it. Now, it's not enough to go retire, but it's definitely enough to start making some impact on what you have going on in your life. And, we all focus on this massive number of millions upon millions upon millions. Yo, you don't need to worry about the millions when you can just replace your monthly income. The yield that you can earn off certain assets, whether it be hex, whether it be the LP providing, whether it be single-sided staking when it comes out, whatever it is that you have the passive income coming in, if you can replace your monthly income, you can go live your best life at that point in time and go do what you want on your own time. You don't have to go make millions upon millions upon millions. That's going to happen organically through time, right?
Amen.
Right.
How can you find a way to make the income in order to replace it right now? And that's where you have to work backwards. I've done this so many times, but guys, you go backwards from where you want to be, how much you need to make, how do you get to where you actually need to get there, and from there you set down a path and a plan. The proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's the 5 Ps, guys. I say it all the freaking time. You set down a plan in place and you execute that plan and you follow that plan accordingly, and you will win. you will win.
Hey, man. Just to test that out, if anybody in the chat wants to send me $2,500, I'll put my Venmo. I'm gonna put my Venmo in the comments. Just make sure you send it to me. I'm gonna test out what ATX is saying. I'm gonna see if I can turn it into 40,000. I'll send you back $10.
Oh shit. Yes, man. MA, I do have that. This is the spreadsheet that I have is a DCA calculator. I believe it's just on my description on the YouTube videos. If you click it, I just call it a public DCA calculator. I offer more calculators and more spreadsheets through Patreon as well. For any of y'all who want to join, you're welcome to. But that's just a little show right there. So yeah, Vets and Crypto already knows because he got to see it. But yes, join ATX Patreon for his spreadsheet. He puts time and energy into creating. And again, I love spreadsheets. I am a spreadsheet guy because if you do math live on stream, you fuck it up very easily. I've been there. I've done it. It's easy to do because you're wanting to hurry up and have a conversation and continue the conversation. And so you feel flustered and rushed. And, you know, when you type everything in spreadsheets and it's all formulas, it's all glorious.
Yeah, like I screwed that math up royally, but I promise I'm not actually that bad at math. I'm just like super excited to share like what I've been like locked in a room learning or like figuring out for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Great job, man.
Yeah, we're not talking about nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's already happened. Guys, like we've already seen Hex reach 30 cents. We've already seen it reach 56 cents at one point in time. So if you don't believe it's going to go back there one day, then you just don't have enough conviction and you haven't spent enough time researching your investment in the first place because it's built into the code, y'all.
I got a good metaphor for basically like what I'm getting at. Okay, there's a bunch of little rubber duckies in a pool and the pool's empty, right? That bridge is a water hose pumping liquidity, money into the pool, right? And as that pool comes up, all the little rubber duckies, the Pulsechain, the PLSX, the Hex or the PHEX, every little thing in here, the incentive token, it's all moving up, right? As the liquidity, all the liquidity comes across the bridge, everything's moving up. Well, eventually that pool's going to overfill. But I didn't tell you that pool is sitting in a bigger pool for all of that money to overflow into like the main reserve currency that I'm talking about being Hex. So like when that pool starts filling up, it's going to lift the little pool up even more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Hell yeah.
So what I've been getting from what Abit and Pulseformer have been saying is we basically just want to use our Pulsex and Pulsechain to basically just acquire more and more Hex over the next few years or 10 years. And then instead of maybe selling out in the fiat, we just maybe sell a little bit out in fiat just so you can enjoy, but use your Hex to then stake it through the bear market, and then you can get that monthly passive income.
Yeah, that's exactly how you could sum it up. I did it with Pulsex and I got a little bit burned, but for me, Pulsechain is better for this use case. Pulsex just went up so much, and then I was not able to value Hex and Pulsex ratio because it was just going up like crazy. And where does the journey for Pulsex go? That's why I like Hex and Pulsechain ratio a little bit better.
Well, once we get Pulsex single-sided staking, we could use the yield that we get from that and then just swap it into Hex, right? So I think we'll get a better value out of Pulsex once single-sided staking arrives.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, like there's a huge opportunity here to, if you utilize the yield that this blockchain can produce, you could really, it could change your life. Like if you want to be able to get to the point to where you can produce so much yield with the coins that you have that like you just keep acquiring more coins as you go along. Like eventually you won't have to sell any of it. Imagine like Warren Buffett and all of his shares of Coca-Cola. He never will need to sell any of his Coca-Cola ever, right? Like you're just talking about just sucking yield out of the system, and that's the glory of it. That's what Richard Hart put on a silver platter and presented to us. you know.
Agreed. No, I mean that's the beautiful thing. And one thing I hear this all the time. Don't be afraid of taking profits, y'all. Like don't let other people guilt you into stopping taking profits. Don't let other people stop you. You live your life, man. At the end of the day, you pay your bills, you put food on the table for your family, you put food on the table, you put your clothes on your kids' backs, you do all of that. And I know we have a lot of individuals in this world who say, wait to take profits and hold to take profits. Go live your best life, man. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing people who, I was walking out of CVS today and I saw this old dude, man, and bless his heart, man. He was 80 plus years old. And I bet you I was like, this motherfucker probably just retired. You know what I mean? Like probably just got to start living his life and now he can't do shit. Go do stuff whenever you can do shit. You know what I mean? Go do stuff when you can get out. Your knees, your joints all feel good. You can go travel. You can go have fun. If you don't have kids, wow, I can't even imagine what I would be doing. You know what I mean? Like the amount of time I would spend traveling and doing everything else, like it would just be wild. But again, the kids grow up eventually, right? And so now it's just like, now we just wait until they're a little bit older. They're going to live their best life and we're going to go travel and do what we want at that point in time. But guys, take profits, like take fucking profits. I don't know how else I can get this across, but there's only one way you can live off in the world of crypto, and you have to take profits at some point. There's a right way of doing it and definitely a wrong way of doing it, 100%. And we don't have to get into the whole semantics of what is the right way and wrong way and all that good stuff. You do whatever you think is best for you at the end of the day, but just realize money can always be made up again at the end of the day, y'all. Like I don't want to see anyone do something silly and like hurt themselves or others whenever they end up making a poor decision or doing something silly. They got themselves wrecked or you got hacked or something happened. Like Hex 19, dude, that shout out to Hex 19, man. That was an incredible freaking story because you hear him and you just see the vibe that he still has. Like this dude just lost millions, y'all. Millions. Whenever the hack happened. Okay. Incredible, like that was wild. And then not only that, the story at the end of the day, it's a fucking heroing story. He was able to beat the hackers that got all of his fucking hex and actually got into his Pulsechain wallet and got everything transferred right when Pulsechain launched because he was ready. He wasn't down on himself. He was able to.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. But again, that's a story that you have to wait to hear because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen at the end of the road. You know what I mean? So just keep on going, keep striving, and yeah, dude, we're so blessed to be here in this world. But yeah, I just wanted to share that.
It is truly an amazing story with Hex 19, and I have a little story to add on top of that. I met Hex 19 before it happened, and I met him after it happened. I was traveling around the cities, and at one place, I heard somebody talking. It was a woman about her staking ladder and how everything went. And I looked over her and I asked her, "Are you like familiar with Hex 19?" And she said, "Yeah, it is my father." And just by she talking about her staking ladder and everything, I realized, oh man, it's probably Hex 19. And this couple of weeks later, then he got hacked. And then I got to talk to him again. And he said, well, he was not secure enough, right? He had everything with his phone, and now he would obviously do everything differently. And I'm so glad now that he was able to recover the Pulsechain sacrifice. That's amazing. Yep. Luckily, Hex 19 is a really, really good businessman, and he said it was just a little drop into the water, the money that he lost compared to what he owned. So this is luckily.
Yeah, and imagine he was able to rebuild his position because of the prices that we're at right now, y'all. Yeah. Like imagine you already lost millions and he realized he can go make that money up again. That is the mentality everyone needs to have. That right there, the conviction to understand that this is nothing at the end of the day and I can go make it up again. That is why people are so fearful. When I look at these charts and I see people taking millions of dollars in profit on a 2x on Pulsechain, those people are scared. They're scared that they're not going to be able to make that money up again. Okay. They've never had that level of wealth before. And maybe they have had that level of wealth, but they are scared. They are literally scared and they're freaking, they go to sleep at night fearful that they're going to lose that money, fearful that they're not going to be able to do it again. That is the wrong mentality to have. You got to wake up with the conviction that I got this no matter what the fuck happens at the end of the day. But that's also why you split your bags, y'all. Straight up. I'm going to say it again. Split your fucking bags, y'all. Split them. Because if one of them gets hacked, if one of them goes down, I got backups on backups. You know what I mean? If one of my stakes get hacked, I am not fucked. I got a whole nother ladder set up in a whole nother wallet. And guess what? That wallet already has a backup of that as well. Because these prices are so freaking incredible. You can literally go make multiple stakes on multiple wallets. Why hold everything in one wallet, y'all? Why? Whenever Pulsechain launched, I've been stressing, get yourself fucking 3 treasures, 4 treasures, split the assets into multiple wallets right away. Do you need to have them all in one just so you feel better about yourself at the end of the day? Or would you rather make sure that your wealth is protected no matter what? I make sure that my wealth is protected no matter what. I don't need to go see that I got millions in this account. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to go make sure that at the end of the day, if one of them gets fucked because I decided to go do something stupid, connect to adapt, connect to one of these protocols that's out here right now, connect to something that says, hey, do this, get a free airdrop, boom, get fucking wrecked. And then at that point in time, what? I have to go make it up again. Cool. I'm going to put my head down and put my fucking work and go get it done. But I don't have to worry about that because I already got backups. Y'all, get yourself backups. Please, 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 please. And if you have the DGen, go make a DGen wallet. Go make one that you're gonna go do. Go do one that you have a DGen wallet that you can go do whatever you want. Test it out. All that stuff.
My DGen wallet.
Another.
Hey y'all, I gotta head out. It was really fun. It was awesome to be here. Thank you so much for your time.
Good
Thanks
to see you again.
Go follow Wild SJ. She has all the incredible readings on all of Sci-Vive. And again, she's actually read Fix the World as well by Richard Hart on audio too. So if you haven't read any of the books by Richard Hart, if you want to know who he was before he even created Hex, go check out the books. And if you don't want to spend time reading it, go listen to Wild SJ. She has a phenomenal voice that lets you get it done.
I have to jump as well. I was just.
I'm heading.
Is it possible that I put the link of the video that I was talking about into the description? And I also have this mind map. If you guys want to go to the mind map directly, then I have this link as well. I have not shared it, and it would be the first time on this stream. I see that I'm an admin, so I can just put it into the chat myself, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Love it.
So I would love for you guys to try out the mind map and just search around. You can also go to the video as well to check it out what I was saying. But I would just love to get some feedback on how the mind map is built, what I could do better, and how you just liked overall the experience of using a mind map where you can find information about Hex. Thank you guys for doing all of this.
Guys, go follow A-Bit as well.
Anytime, for sure. Yes,
bye guys.
Please take care, man.
I'm following A-Bit. I'll see you guys.
Guys, it's a fun little chill.
Let's eat again.
Go spread the word. Spread the word.
Spread the word. Go follow our man Crispy Man. Go follow Crispy Man on all of his website. He actually made one of the best data websites in my personal opinion, hexfire.io. If you love the additional data, you can become a Patreon member on his page as well to get yourself some additional data. And if you are a data nerd like myself, go check it out. But yeah, guys, Christian, man, shout out to all that you do, man. Much love.
Thanks man.
Buddy.
Love your website. Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next social.
For sure, man.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Love the waterfall analogy, by the way, Pulseformer. That was so easy to visualize that when you fill up a pool, it has to run. Perfect, man.
I mean, it's hard enough explaining all of this, but like, I don't know. That's just the best way to visualize it, you know?
Analogies help a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't get too carried away with analogies. I've seen some people just go from like one analogy to another analogy to another, and they're like, but it's also like this. And if you actually
I could do that.
Yeah, one analogy is a good one. It's always, but imagine if we had to, no, man, just say what you're trying to say, my friend. You know, so like, analogies are great though. So I'm a big fan of them as well.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to go into it, I made a video about it on a few streams on YouTube about it, and I've been posting all over Twitter about it. To where I'm a lot better at just organizing my thoughts when I'm typing something. So if you want a little bit more clarity, you can just look at my Twitter. It's Pulseformer Pulseformer 1, like the number 1. And you can check it out and just kind of see what I'm talking about. Hopefully it helps.
Nice.
Yeah. So how's everyone feeling now? That was a phenomenal time. But Ben D, that hat looks good on you.
Good looking, Ben. Damn.
Another legend within the space, by the way.
Oh, for
she
sure.
arranged pretty much every Sparbook tour.
Yeah. She's in the background and she's in the foreground too, but she's like, man, the amount of work and effort and time and that she puts in, guys, y'all should definitely also go follow Black Hexagon. Shout out to Black Hexagon. You can follow her right here on all of her socials, exactly like that, at Black Hexagon. Dude, much love to everything that you and your husband do, as a matter of fact. Both of y'all, amazing people.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, I was at the Albany event. What was it, November? Amazing time. I had a blast.
Oh yeah, and she's always walking around handling business too, man. That's what I love. It's not like, we all get there and we all just love hanging out, doing the social thing. We're like, hey guys, big hug, so much love. And she's like, I got to go coordinate this. I got to go here. I got to do this. I got to go that. And then after that, this has to happen. And she's like an event organizer times 100. So shout out to Black Hexagon for all
I'm coming to Brooklyn. I need my merch. I need a shirt, a hat. I'm trying to look like Ben Dubard, yo.
Hey. I cannot wait to start coming to meetups. I'm from Canada, so it's hard for me to come down that easy. But next cycle, once we make it,
hey, man,
I'll be in Frankfurt in June and maybe in Budapest in July. I'm not really.
Heck yeah, my friend. Incredible. That would be dope.
I think I'm gonna go to the Nashville meetup in August. So
nice.
That should be fun.
Yeah, she rocks. You don't know? Yeah, dude, Black Hexagon got you.
We know.
Y'all. Shout out. Yeah, much love to you as well, girl. But yeah, this is what it is, guys. It's one of those, and once you meet up with people in person, it literally changes. It changes a lot. That you change your perspective on a few different things, because you not only feel like you're the crazier person, right? Who's in your friend group trying to tell them, guys, this is the best thing ever. Fuck that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if they don't want to get in, you don't have to convince them, right? It's not your job to convince anybody. You just get to tell them the information, and at the end of the day, the data proves it. If you try convincing someone, half the time they end up getting pissed off at you for doing something when the price dips, because it's typically not explained the best. So, you're not like, yeah, get in because this thing's going to go to the moon. And then you forget the fact that it can still dip 95%. And you got to be okay with it. You have to add that in anytime you show the people, y'all. Like, crypto's very volatile.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can't.
Sorry. Some people just aren't like at that point in their lives, like that they are really thinking about financial freedom. Maybe they're younger.
Right.
So you just got to understand that maybe certain people's situations just don't allow them to really invest into these types of assets.
Right.
Yep. But
it's tough out here now. Man.
It's hard out here for a pimp. Yeah.
You don't know.
Trying to get the money for the rent.
Nice.
Oh, straight up though. I mean, that's kind of how I be feeling sometimes, right? It's everyone's out there on the grind. Everyone's out there doing what they can. But this is the time that if you can put your head down for the next 2 years, y'all. I've shown you the math on this so many times, but if you can put up $400 a month somehow, some way, find $400 a month, and it just does a nice little 200x during that time period, you turn into a millionaire at that point in time. But again, we're not looking for the millions. We're looking for the how do I replace my monthly income, and that's what we're looking for.
I'm in no rush, but I'm not gonna wait 2 years for Pulsechain to wake up.
Right.
Sorry.
All
right. Yeah.
No, I mean now at the current price. I mean, you saw what it was, guys. At the current price of the 1.8 cents on Ethereum Hex with just $2,500 that you just saw a moment ago. Like, let's just assume you get a little bit juicier on that and actually be a little bit more aggressive, because we've been down in this zone for a period of time at this point, right? So I don't want to say, like, let's just assume your average is 3 cents. If you can find, $10,000 over this time period to get a little bit more aggressive, turn that into 500,000 Hex, and then guess what? When Hex ends up reaching that nice little 30 cent level once again, guess what? You sitting on, boys and girls, 1.5 milli. You know what I mean? And it's that simple. So find a way to get a little bit more aggressive with it. And that's just, again, that's at the 30-cent level. You know, like,
go tell that to your grandpa.
Oh, I know. That's there's times that, and guys, that's why you almost want to stress it. Like, you don't tell people we're gonna go have hundreds and thousands of X's. You say, dude, I can find a way. Like, if you get 2x your money, would you? You know, you hit them with that, because how often, if you get 2x your money, people would love that. Okay. Like, straight up, if people, like, in the stock market, it takes a long time to 2x your money. Years, y'all. It really does. Unless you try jumping into these meme coins and you try jumping into the little short squeezes, or you try doing options. And yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, all those things get so risky, so juicy. You take on some leverage. You do all these things that you should be doing just to try to accelerate the whole process.
The cards are definitely stacked against you. Like, just the whole stock market system.
Oh,
like all the fees that mutual funds take from you, like, they just steal your wealth. So
absolutely. Yeah, and just like everything, if you do options, that basically shows the market where you're doing everything at. So they just have to play against you, and and the market makers can be like, okay, cool, opposite way.
Yeah, like
on the fucking tank.
On the blockchain, you can't really like front run everybody.
Right.
Like, with the way that the stock market's set up, is us regular people are trading against the supercomputer that's thinking like 10 times 10 or like however an exponential amount like faster than us. You're not gonna beat it. It front runs every trade that you do. It's literally designed to, like, as a vacuum, to suck all of your money out of you. That's what it's designed to do. I'm lucky I got out positive, you know. Like, honestly, it's
just like a hopeless future. Like, people in RSPs and whatever you guys call it in the States, like, just think like people are gonna have to live off that little bit of income for like 10 or 20 years, right? And it's just like, you do the math,
Social Security,
like, it's so out of this world how, like, you basically live in poverty, which is unfortunate.
I mean, I used to be in the finance world, and I would help people with a whole bunch of stuff and dealing with finances and all that good garbage. But the sad part is, man, you'd be talking to some elderly individuals once again, and they've finally been able to retire, and they've worked their whole life off, and they're making $3,000 a month, and you're like, what? What? Yeah. And then you have to try to budget that $3,000 a month, or that's why you see them, a fucking door greeter at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to go make an extra $12 a month or something, or $12 an hour.
God forbid we deal with, inflation goes sky high.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting so bad that people are starting to exit America to go retire in like Asia and stuff like that, just because your dollar goes way farther.
Yeah, dude, straight up on this one, Vets, like, guys, exactly this. Take your security seriously. Like, don't do crypto on your phone. That is dangerous right there. You know what I mean? If that's crypto on your phone, DJ and wallet that shit. You know what I mean? Have a very small portion of your bag. And I don't even like recommending that, because half the time you're going to do something, connect to a public Wi-Fi, and bam, you just drain it. Or you just do something stupid, man. You try doing something when you're emotional, get a hardware directly from the wallet or from the manufacturer. Love that as well. Verify all the links from at least 2 sources. All of it, guys. Like, you're secure. Like, if you're not a millionaire yet with the crypto gains, pretend that your wallet is already made $1 million. And what would you do to secure it? Okay.
Exactly.
You're gonna do a lot. Like, you're gonna make sure that your situation's taken care of, which is why the way we have it situated for my family is we have multiple wallets as a backup, because this is a serious thing. I don't want to worry about, having to make up all this money again. I know it's possible. It'd be fun to, it wouldn't be fun to do, but I would do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
The one thing I'm going to practice is just have it like, so I had like 5 ledgers. So when the ledger thing went down, I'm like, gosh, shit, I better get a Trezor. What I'm basically just going to do is just take all my PLS and PLSX, send it to the Trezor, and then basically don't connect it to any apps. And then if I want to use it, you just send it back to another Trezor or your ledger and do your stuff there. So then all of your other funds like haven't even been connected to any app or anything like that.
Yeah, I wanted to add something about the whole inflation and retirement My dad is going through the same thing. But it's even worse when you realize that the whole system is created to squeeze you in every way possible. And it's even within the way that we are now trained to live. My dad got all his knowledge and his wealth from his dad. My dad didn't give his knowledge and his wealth to me because he was already indoctrinated in a new world where we are taught that if we give our kids a good education, they will succeed in life.
Right.
But the opposite is actually true.
Yep.
What my dad should have done is, wait a minute, I came a very long way. This is what I can, this is what I achieved, and this is what I built up. Why would he say now, you know what? Instead of me teaching you how to do it and how to preserve it, I let you be raised by somebody else, the schooling system, and make me make the same mistakes that he made to come to a certain position. Why not teach me that shit? Why not take that shit in your own hand? So now I'm teaching my kid how to get into money, how to maintain money, and I want to build generational wealth. I want to die in my elderly home while my kids take care of me.
Right.
The same way I do with my dad. I don't want my dad to go to a nursing home. Heck no. He took 20 years of his life to make sure I have a good position within this world. And then by the time he is in a position that he can't take care of himself anymore, we send him to a fucking home and never see him again. What kind of world is that?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah, go tell your mom and dad you love them, y'all. Just like Sami says, at the end of the day, man. Go show some love, man. I know some people got grievances with parents and all that good stuff, but you're here because of them at the end of the day. And I know it's tough to accept some of the things that happen in some of those situations. And again, forgiveness is not something easy to do. But it's something that you can accept at the end of the day, then just come to learn a level of cool-mindedness. You know what I mean? Like, you just show some love, because again, if any of y'all just hit your mom and dad up right now and just send them a text, say you love them, see what happens, see the reaction. It's very incredible. They're like, what do you need? Right? Like that's so telling to like how you've been with them before. Because if you say I love you and they're like, well, what are you asking for now? Well, what do you typically do? Right? And so maybe you just want to, take a little look in the mirror and say, I just want to tell you I love you for all that you do. Hit them up with a sincere freaking message, not just say I love you. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for everything that you do, putting through all the bullshit, I'll do me growing up, through love, ups and downs of everything like that. Thank you so much. You're so appreciated. I love you with all my heart. You know what I mean? And just bam. And you're gonna see it resonate. And then that little wall barrier comes down. It's incredible, y'all. Really incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there you go. We talked about the bridge. Yeah, guys, the bridge is taking like 15 minutes and straighten your back. Yeah, exactly. So the best way to get into bridge right now is to actually use the pulseramp.com. You can also, check it out right there. Very incredible. Right now it's taking like 15 minutes. So if you have some items that you're wanting to come over and get into the Pulsechain ecosystem, right now the GUI is actually at a freaking phenomenal, for where it's been, phenomenal place right now. I'll share a screen real fast with y'all. This is pretty good. Like if you want to transact on Ethereum network right now, just FYI, you might want to consider doing something. I just seen it here like 27 right before I pulled it up a second ago.
I bought Hex on this stream. I bought some E-Hex.
Same. I couldn't resist myself.
I jumped and got some E-Hex. Couple joints real quick.
Watching those old RH streams, literally he said Pulsechain is meant to help Ethereum, and basically day one gas fees just tanked on ETH. So
I know it's incredible.
True. But they're not going to acknowledge it. They're not going to say what, you know what I mean? They're not going to show us love, though. Assholes.
No, we'll still be on page 3 of every.
You don't know. Hey, yo, fuck CZ. Yeah, look at me camera right now. Fuck CZ, piece of shit. You're a piece of garbage. You're a piece of garbage.
Facts, though.
I think a lot of people will be amazed in how good Hex will do. I said it in a previous stream. A lot of people say, yeah, Hex is now in a second cycle.
I think it's
I
next
want to
Bitcoin.
believe it. Yeah,
I think it's the next Bitcoin. Come on now.
Yeah. I think it can do the same thing as PLS. I mean, PLS can't do 10,000x because it's a layer 1. It's way too heavy. We all acknowledge it. But 1,000x is feasible. Well, if Pulsechain makes Hex a first cycle coin because now for the first time it's under eyeballs, something we didn't have for the past 3 years. Why couldn't Hex do another 1,000x and do the same thing as Pulsechain?
Yep.
It's just hard for people to grasp that.
Well, what's funny is people forget that y'all motherfuckers got some weak hands. I'm telling you, telling you right now, y'all motherfuckers gonna screw this up. Please listen to me. Hear me for what I'm saying. Don't become a loser, okay? Just freaking. You have to find a way to secure your diamond hands, and the best way to do that is stake Hex, y'all. So if you get some profits, you scrape off a little bit of profits, you move it into Hex. Boom. We see the prices that they are right now. So if you got $100,000, if you took $10,000 right now today, you saw how much Hex that could get you. Pretty freaking incredible. You go stake that sucker out in the ladder, possibly, maybe going every other year or something like that. Start setting it up right now. And then next thing you know, when you reach $1 million, you take $100,000. You do the same 10%. You move it into a wallet. It does this over and over and over again. This is how you're going to secure your wealth. And this is why Hex will not freaking die, y'all, because this is the purpose of Hex. People are going to lose millions because they got weak hands and they're going to cash out whenever they see their first 10x, 20x, 30x. How many of y'all can say you've actually experienced that before? Right? It's very difficult to go through, y'all. It is, because it happens. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. It's not like a fucking straight, woo, this is so pretty. Everything's great. This is amazing. I hit all of it. No, you go up and then it's like, boom, I just lost all the money. You go up and boom, you just lost all of it again. You go up and then boom, you lost it all again. If you cannot get ready for that roller coaster ride right now, you're going to have to find a way to get it done. And Hex does that for you.
That's what's trending on business and finance right now.
Pulse and Pulsex.
And get ready for the amount of money.
Let's go.
Because E-Hex is trending on business and finance right now.
Nice.
I love E-Hex. I just bought some E-Hex. It's a penny, yo. The fuck?
I got relatively early into Hex, and Hex gave me 186 Hex. It's mind-boggling to see those numbers. Start preparing yourself for those numbers, because you won't believe them, and you will make stupid decision or no decision, because like a deer in a headlight. Like literally, that's how I felt when I saw that number. It made no sense.
Yeah.
It's you're just mind stuck. So if you're already in crypto for a longer time and you just kept on accumulating, start selling some crypto. Get through the whole system. Get it back to your banking account. Get familiar with it. Because what I endured during the Hex run is the higher the price went, the lower the urge was to sell. Because you always think it will go on forever, and before you know it, it's over. And you wake up in the morning and it's down 50%. It's like,
we were talking about that last time, Face Reality. We had that same conversation because guys, it used to double all the time, and if you didn't think it was gonna stop, there was no stopping it. Okay, there was no. It used to just double. You would just double. You would just double and double and double and double, and you're like, what the fuck is another double at this point? Let's go. And the euphoria that you feel is like wild. You're like, this is incredible. Why would I sell now at 50 cents when I can get it at $1? And then guess what? Just when you fucking see a tank and you think, okay, it's gonna go back up, it's gonna recover, and then it doesn't. And then you're like, everyone needs to go through some sort of cycle, which is why they typically say you learn in your first cycle, you earn in your second cycle, and you fucking retire in your third. That's usually how the cycles go. But we can fast track all of that by just doing shit better and not fucking up on the early one. Instead of learning through the first one, you actually have a chance to learn and earn. And then by the time the second cycle comes, you're done. You got it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
You got to exercise that sell. You got to exercise your selling urge to not get wrecked. But something that ATX showed me was, do a little spreadsheet. And basically I figured out if you just sell 5%, almost every time it doubles, maybe start at a 3x, sell 5%, then a 10x, then a 20x, 40, 80, 160, just sell 5% every time. And, if it does dip 50%, well, at least you got that chunk of money out. And then you can decide if you just want to sell the whole lot, depending on the timing of the cycle and stuff. So
that's it. I mean, that's exactly it, guys. You got to find your own strategy. And that's what, I've been able to come up with a phenomenal strategy that works out very well in crypto. And it allows you to never have to work again. But you got to be able to have the resilience and actually fucking balls to actually commit to it, right? Because so often do you set a plan and then you just screw it up, or you try to get greedy, or you try to change it up, or you try to take more than you should, and all this happens all the time. Or you think, oh, I'll just wait until the price goes up a little. All of it, guys, all of it. Everyone goes through it. I'm telling you, like I'm not against it. I went through it. I've seen it. All right, I've been there. I've been in that position before, and now I just want to help tell everyone how to get it done in a very, very easy way. Because guys, at the end of the day, we're all fucking winning. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it.
Even OGs know FOMO. I got in well under a penny, but I bought at 28 cents as well.
Yep.
Because I thought the thing could never end.
Yep.
It's FOMO hits everybody, no matter how big your account is.
Yep, and then usually you go harder toward the top too, FYI, because you're like, oh my god, I gotta buy more to get this, and and then you just because you build a little conviction here, you build more conviction here, you build a lot of conviction here, and that's usually where you're putting more in. So that's just kind of how the typical cycle goes. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. And then guess what? When you're staked in Hex, you earn more. It's incredible. Like, so you want, like, it's at the end of the day, like you talked about the 100x, but that actually ends up because of the amount of Hex you end up earning during that time. It ends up doubling that as well, guys. Like, that is the benefit of staking Hex, right? And so, like, if you see a 30x, what if you could just get more Hex on top just because you're staked, and you actually end up seeing a 50x because of the amount of Hex that you ended up earning and accruing during that time and interest. It's glorious, dude. It is really glorious. And right now we're all very short-term vision right now because of everything that's happened. We all have the lull of like the last year and a half of where we've been, and it's like, guys, this don't last long. It really doesn't. So these are opportunities right in front of your face, and these are the moments where you say, I wish I would have, I wish I could have, and instead just fucking do something, act on it, right? Go in with the portion of what you would go in with. You don't have to go all in at these prices if you don't feel comfortable, but you go in with the portion of it, okay? Like if you got $10,000 waiting for Hex to hit a penny, get yourself some right now. Like, what are you doing?
Bingo.
I couldn't find money in a penny, but when it was 10 cents or 12 cents, all of a sudden I could find money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't find it at a penny. So,
facts on facts. Guys, we're gonna be wrapping up the stream. So I want to share this information with all you individuals, all you lovely people. Do y'all have anything to leave off with all these people who are watching right now?
Hey man, get addicted to Pulsechain, get addicted to Pulsex. Now's the time. You got a year. Go hard like you never gone hard before. Get that second job, DCA every week, every day.
Yes,
get
sir.
that money. You know what it is. Let's get it. Let's get rich. Fuck that. Fuck CZ.
keep the grind going. Keep the grind going, and then once don't stop grinding, but then enjoy life, because it's short. So you really got to enjoy it.
Facts.
Great.
Facing reality. Give us the words of wisdom. Come on, my friend.
My grandpa always said, you don't get rich by working hard. You get rich by not spending money.
You don't know?
That's it right there. Love it. Pulseformer, what you got?
Keep studying as much as you can. If you find something that you're passionate about, keep studying it and keep learning it as much as you can. You know, that's crypto is my passion. So, you know, I sit here and I study it 24/7 all day, every day. Right. So, you know, if it's your passion, you know, just the more you know, the more you're going to make, I guess.
I love it. And then Bendu Bard, come on with it, my friend.
Yeah, like Vets in Crypto was saying in the chat, take your security seriously. I know it like sucks and it's annoying and you're like, oh, but everything's fine. And it's like everything's fine till it's not. you know,
and it's not really fast.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wear your seatbelt, right? Like 98% of the time, you don't need it. So that one time you do need it. So just you know, make time for it. Just keep it in the back of your head, like, oh, I need to do it. I need to do it. And then once you get time, just take care of it, and you can do it. It's $69 for a Trezor.
Yep.
So I know that can be like a lot of money depending on who you are and what you're investing. But you know, once you can, you know, really get on it and add a passphrase to it, and you'll feel a lot better, and you'll start to believe, I think, in yourself a lot more. You're like, okay, this is real. You know, I'm into this crypto stuff. I just remember when I got my hardware wallet, I was like, oh man, I'm legit. You know, I'm like a freaking tech guy over here. Yeah. Like I'm serious now. So
yeah, security, guys. And you know, I'll wrap it up over here for just everyone, but seriously, we're so early in this situation, guys. Y'all are at the beginning of a brand new layer 1 blockchain. We're 12 days in. Stop freaking out over these little ups and downs right now, because we haven't even seen a chart on a month yet. Okay, let's wait until charts start printing out on months, and then we can actually go have some fun. But right now is the time to put your head down, put the grind into work, DCA over the next 6 to 12 months, like my man Westcott said, and we are going to win. Okay, you just put your head down, you put your grind into work, and let's fucking get it, y'all. But I want every one of y'all to go follow every single one of these individuals right here, right now. You got Facing Reality, you got Bendu Bard, Crypto Winter Bull, and Pulse Former. Again, you can find all of their socials just by looking for them. If you type in Pulse Former on Twitter, you can find them. Crypto Winter Bull has a YouTube and Twitter. Same for Facing Reality. He's got a nice little Twitter, and Bendu Bard's got a whole channel. My co-host Westcott Crypto is amazing at what he does. Guys, go follow him. He's already smashing subscribers. He's flying at this point in time. But man, why stop? Why stop there? Continue to subscribe to him, guys.
Hey, I called it. Content. I called it, Westcott. You remember back when you first came in? I was like, this guy's gonna be great, man.
Oh man, thank you.
You remember it? You remember? I know you remember. You can't see me when I'm pointing at the screen right now.
No, I remember, dog.
You remember?
Yeah. No, I remember. I remember all the big. Yeah, go ahead.
My name's Wes too.
Wow.
And you know how rare Wes's are, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah. West to West. You know what I mean?
Yo, F the hose and get that cheddar, boys. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll be back. And catch you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Peace. All right. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.